Hey, this is Maverick. I want to welcome Bourbon Leather to the Slacker82Alpha family. They are our new sponsor for the show. They're the ones who do our hats. If you've seen the hats that I wear on the show, that's the ones that they do. They offer custom leather hats made with real full grain leather. So make sure you check them out at bourbonleather.com and tell Freddie Maverick and Goose sent you. If you use the promo code Slacker, that gets you an additional 10% off. So if you have a show and you want hats for the show, or you just like wearing hats like I do, get them, man. These guys are great. The product is great. The hats are great. They're comfortable. I mean, you can't ask for a better hat. And they're reasonably priced. So once again, make sure you go to bourbonleather.com. Make sure you tell Freddie that Maverick and Goose sent you. And again, use the promo code SLACKER for 10% off.
I'm Donald Trump, and I approve this message.
About to blow, waiting for me to start the show. Out the curtain, lights go up, I'm home. Whoa! My father said when I was younger, hard times bring better men. You took it all away, I give it all away. Can't take my freedom, here to change the game, a better man to play. I built my kingdom. Now you bow to me. You took my dreams but not my name. You'll follow me till the end. I am my kingdom. Lights go down, I'm ready now. Tear this roof off for the town. Gonna give them what they came to see. Hear the crowd on the toes, ready for me to start the show. Out the curtain, lights go up, I'm home. Whoa! My father said when I was younger, hard times bring better men. You took it all away, I give it all away. Can't take my freedom, here to change the game, a better man to play. I built my kingdom. Now you bow to me. You took my dreams but not my name. You'll follow me till the end. I am my kingdom. You tried to tell me what to do. I saw the door and kicked it down. I stepped right over and right through. You can never stop me now. Bow low. I am the king and you're the clown. Now watch me as I take my throne and rule my kingdom. Took it all away, I give it all away. Can't take my freedom, here to change the game, a better man to play. I built my kingdom. Now you bow to me. You took my dreams but not my name. You'll follow me till the end. I am my kingdom. You took it all away, I give it all away. Can't take my freedom, here to change the game, a better man to play. I built my kingdom. Now you bow to me. You took my dreams but not my name. You'll follow me till the end. I am my kingdom. Now you bow to me. I'm American badass, a bad motherfucker. I've been getting to the business since a bad little youngster. On the knees since I was knee high. Off them trees I've been high. 80s baby going crazy, let the jungle rhyme. I'm American badass, your face. Man, a lot of summer and it's a cold case. Mind your business, stay about the way. I'm American badass, a bad motherfucker. I've been getting to the business since a bad little youngster. Holding me sisters knee high, off them trees up here high. 80s baby going crazy, let the truck go round. I'm American badass, a bad motherfucker. I've been getting to the business since a bad little youngster. Holding me sisters knee high, off them trees up here high. 80s baby going crazy, let the truck go round. I'm American badass, a radical motherfucker, and I always been a heathen since a bad little youngster. Coming deep with two wheels, ride chosen brothers on the high, rockin' red until I die. Cross the line, you lose your life. Catch me riding Madonna, I got the smoke rolling. Blunts I'm blowing, middle fingers while I'm strolling the air. Cops stay on my ass with a smile on my face. Out to be a chase a bad motherfucker. I get a little rowdy if you want it with me. You bad as American badass, as badass as can be. I'm in about that action, get it cracked and what's happening in my own pistol packing, fully automatic, don't make me crack it. American badass, a bad motherfucker. I've been getting to the business since a bad little youngster. Holding me sisters knee high, off them trees up here high. 80s baby going crazy, let the truck go round. I'm American badass, a bad motherfucker. I've been getting to the business since a bad little youngster. Holding me sisters knee high, off them trees up here high. 80s baby going crazy, let the truck go round. Mercedes.
All right. Welcome. Excuse me. All right. While we're waiting for Goose to get here, let me bring in the stations real quick. I want to welcome everybody listening at 105.7 of Phase, Patriot Radio, Earth Radio, UG Media in the UK, J Parker Radio, Paisley Radio, FCM Live, Sword Radio, The Hit Network, FTM Radio, Crystal Radio, and our newest station playing in South Africa, West Rand Radio. All right. There's Goose as usual, late as usual. All right. Let's see if we can get him in here. He's coming. There he is. There's Goose.
Never late.
Eric, what's going on, brother? Eric, welcome. Mark's in the house. What's going on, brother? All right. So,
We want a minute of silence.
oh, hell. Amber May's in the house. Welcome, Amber.
Can we hold a minute of silence, please?
Oh, for that guy? Yeah, come on.
The head of the mercenary Wagner group just got killed.
Yeah, I heard.
We knew that was going to happen.
Yeah, I know, right? Yeah, why did it take them so long? They probably had to find him first.
You know what?
Putin's slacking, man. Putin's slacking.
Hey, you can't play around with Putin. I mean, we know we lying because there's a lot of Ukraine getting killed.
Yeah.
A lot. And these people keep lying about it. Those people are suffering a lot.
Let's see here. KF, welcome to the show. I don't know your name, so I'm just going by your first letters there.
So I got one conspiracy about that killing.
What's up?
Maverick, I think they fake he's dead. You know, they can't prove because there was a plane.
Nah.
The guy.
But there was like 10 people on the plane, though.
Yeah, but well, who you gonna send the freaking FBI to investigate?
I know.
Or the D.E.W. You know, most likely he's in a freaking island, enjoying life, retired.
With a margarita.
Yeah, with margarita. And now Putin sound like he's the man. Back again. So he said, "You mess with me, I kill you."
I want to welcome all 510 of you over there in YouTube and Facebook and whatever else we're on.
Twitch.
Yeah, Twitch. That's right. Yeah.
And Twitter. or Twitter X actually.
Yeah. I don't know if I'm
Hey, Mari, before we go to what's going on tonight with the debate, why we don't talk about Maui a little bit?
Yeah, there's a lot of stuff going on. I mean, there's a lot of stuff coming out. I sent you some stuff, didn't I? Didn't I send you on Bravo some stuff? I saw Bravo was here. I don't know.
No, I saw a
Yeah,
few videos, and you're right. I mean, why the rich people houses didn't burn?
exactly. Figure that one out. And and did you notice anything blue didn't get hit by this fire for some reason? I was watching this guy, Jeffrey somebody. I don't know. He's an independent reporter. He's been putting out a whole bunch of videos, and he was walking around showing that only all the burnt cars, and then there was a blue car in the middle of all of them that didn't get touched, and then he went down further, and there was another blue car that didn't get touched.
And what that mean?
There was well, listen. Then on top of that, there was four beach umbrellas at this place that used to be there. It's not there anymore. I guess it was a restaurant had an outside porch, and it had four umbrellas. Blue didn't get touched. The umbrellas were still like they were just put out there. There's something about I know Amber. Amber, come on, maybe we can get Amber in here because there was something. There was something. Oh, was it green too? Raccoon saying green too. But I noticed there was a lot of things blue didn't get touched, and I think there was a reason for that because of the something. Also, trash cans. Let me see if we. Yeah,
Maybe because those are the fire pit point. They say everything's blue is a fire pit. They should have
join in
shot
on
that
the
down.
show. Let's see if we can get Amber in here too. Because I know Amber did something. I think it was Amber who put it out.
Well, what the color has to do with the burning of all these people houses that supposedly they're supposed to be? I mean, now Oprah want to buy a lot of those places.
Bro, a lot of the people have blue roofs. The ones that didn't get touched, the houses that didn't get touched. There's something about the blue. Maybe
Why reflection?
or Bravo when he comes in here. I know he's in the chat room, but
Well, maybe that's what's the color not to hit.
it was something. Yeah. Let me see if we can get Raccoon in here.
It's like when you go to combat and your helmet, they mark your helmet. That way, when the aviators, everybody, they know it's friendly troops.
Raccoon, welcome.
How you doing?
Good. Well, did you see that?
Significance of blue with ultraviolet radiation, which is microwave. You know, some of you people don't understand what microwave is. It's radio transmission that is put out by a certain entity that can forcefully burn things if left under it too long. Think about your microwave in your house. The same thing happens.
Right.
And if you have metal in it, what does it do? Most of the time, it starts sparking, depending on what metal it is.
Right. And there was also
blue does not get affected, nor does the color green if it is adjusted for that.
Because I noticed there was some vegetation that wasn't touched too.
Well, the church flowers were not touched, and the church was safe, but I believe the church was going to be safe.
Well, but I'll tell you what. I mean, it kind of rules out Mother Nature. This
church
fire
was also made out of stone.
Yeah, but it didn't touch the ground around the church either.
Mm-mm.
I mean, it would look like it was just the church was just placed in the middle of a burnt area. I mean, it was really weird.
Maybe they turned blue because they got burned, and the blue flame turned them blue.
But bro, I mean, you got the videos I sent you, Goose, so you can see it. The blue cars in the middle of all the cars, there was blue cars sitting there.
Well, one of the things they talk about was that they I don't know if it was you or somebody were talking about the different.
Well, and you see, Oprah's been buying up a whole bunch of land in Maui. I think let me see if I can find that.
80-some thousand acres. She's already
bought.
She
bought a shitload.
Yeah.
Before
some of it was just Some,
So you
some of it
remember?
was up in the mountains away from Maui, and it didn't get burned.
Yeah.
You know, they talk about if they set the sirens off, people go up into the wilderness up there and get burned up. No, the
Remember, your
goddamn
mic's
fire
really
never
low.
went that way.
Yeah.
Well, I'll be in Hawaii in a few weeks. So one thing I'm gonna tell you, when when they're talking about a lot of those houses,
Let me read what
uh,
Mark wrote here.
Oprah was trying to buy few of those houses that got burned out.
Here, there's Mark put. He says, "Put on your tinfoil hat. 2023 Hawaii wildfires started by laser and blue umbrellas. Blue cars referred to as conspiracy, claiming that in August 2023, wildfires in Hawaii, prominently on the island of Maui, were started by a government space laser or D.E.W. direct energy weapon in order to build a smart city over this destroyed island." So, Mark, are you saying that you don't agree?
No, he's right. I
I
heard that too.
no, I don't. Please don't attribute that to me. You guys were talking about blue cars. I just Google searched blue cars Maui. That's what came up, and I sort of chuckled. So
Oh,
Well, I did search with AI and say something like that. Just didn't want to bring it up because then they will say that I'm
so
crazy.
we're saying here what that's saying is the government killed how many? What's the death total now?
I
I
don't know.
don't
Like
know actually.
I know it's
It's up
like
over
And there's a
about
bunch of
100 and
people.
a
So
half.
to believe that the government, you'd have to say the government is committing mass murder,
the
Well, and
Or
total
also
genocide, in other
um,
in
words.
Maui.
they're not telling
genocide.
that how many children
Genocide.
were killed because apparently now I mean again these are all things that people are saying but we don't know 100% whether they're true or not. That they released all the kids from school and you know and people are saying that the death count is a lot higher because of all the children that were killed but I again I don't know how.
Well, remember, Maverick, that's a Democrat run city. So
Sure, sure.
they don't wanna be now it wouldn't be Florida, that shit would be all over the freaking news. And the Santa would be already buried down 7 feet down below the freaking everywhere where he was placed. I mean we would be killing him right now. But because it's Democrat city, nobody's they're really holding down a lot of information.
Yeah, yeah. Well, I mean, it's leaking out. It's leaking out, but it's not leaking out in the mainstream
But when I
media.
go there, I'm gonna see if I can take a trip down there.
All right, yeah, and then
Nah,
we'll do it live.
yeah,
Yep.
live video. That's right.
Uh huh.
I'll be there next week.
Okay. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, there's a lot. I mean, yeah, there's a lot of stuff. I mean, but like I said, this guy Jeffrey, I forget what his name is. His name starts with a G. I was watching a lot of his stuff because he was one. I mean, he was walking right down the streets filming everything, and now, but he's getting like people are like stalking him and stuff, like I think because he's putting out too much stuff. So they've been like he was
Well, it
talking to
doesn't make sense, Mary, that only the poor people houses burn
yeah,
and not
yeah.
the
I mean, right
rich
there.
people.
I mean, yeah, I mean that right there should make you go, it
Well,
seems a little
maybe
weird.
the rich
Yeah.
people got a freaking awesome freaking sprinkler system. You know?
Bravo, welcome to the show.
Hey.
Don't bravo, please. You welcome you welcome to the show, bravo.
So,
Hey,
bravo, you heard about the blue, like the blue cars and
No,
the
bravo puts a good
I mean,
video.
you guys have lasers, right? A red laser, a green laser, a blue
yeah,
laser.
You
yeah,
cannot use
The
lasers.
difference is the frequencies,
right.
that they run at. And did you see the test that people were doing with the blue laser and with blue cloth and they put a
Yeah,
red cloth, a
yeah, I saw
yellow
that.
cloth, and all that, and it burned all those, but it wouldn't burn the blue.
Wouldn't burn the blue. Yeah. Uh-huh.
It has to do with the frequencies. I mean,
Well,
I'm
when
not
the
that kind of an
fire
engineer. You know what I
the
mean? So I
flame
don't know.
is and the flame is blue, yeah?
Well, yeah, and you notice that the ones that are coming down from the sky, people, we're in the age of cell phones. They can't hide this shit forever from us. I mean, the stuff's
Well,
leaking out.
it's not only that; it's the fact that the cars, the steel melted. I mean,
Well,
Yes,
I would
yes.
like to get an expert from the fire department on our show right now. Please logging
I mean,
into
look,
our show and give us the expertise from the fire department or firefighter.
yeah,
That
like
would be
steel.
Hey
I
nice.
think
guys,
steel is like what
hey
2,000 degrees
guys,
Fahrenheit,
Raccoon, you are not a firefighter, so be careful.
and
Go ahead,
and
hey guys.
Bravo.
and aluminum.
Just
There's
remember,
aluminum rims.
all
It
them
takes like
cars had
900
aluminum
degrees.
blocks and aluminum engines in it, and it melted those. It didn't melt the steel, but it
Yeah.
did burn the steel because steel burns at or melts at 2,300 degrees. Aluminum only burns at 1,200 to 1,500, depending on the
But
alloy.
what
That's
car is
still
only
pretty damn hot.
aluminum? But what car is only
Well,
aluminum?
welcome to the show. Yeah,
A
well, there's
lot of
no.
cars have
Well,
aluminum blocks and
They have,
aluminum
they have
wheels.
parts.
the
Yeah,
wheels,
they have
mostly the
parts.
wheels. Yeah,
Well, that
there
must
are
be the
some blocks
rich.
that way.
They might be the rich people's car.
No, that's what all standard cars have in them now
But
is
my
aluminum
question
wheels.
really is why the rich people houses didn't burn out.
That's a good question.
Yeah. And why did the big box corporations like McDonald's didn't burn up? You know?
Because they had a freaking blue roof. Didn't you guys say that?
And why wasn't there any rich people in the area except Oprah Winfrey?
Because they had money. They were traveling. It's the summer.
But they had summer homes in Hawaii.
And,
You're
and like
right.
the funny thing was like the police chief and other people were all happened to be out of town on vacation at the time all this happened.
Yeah.
Well, because
It
they
also
gave.
happens to be It also happens to be that the police chief is also the main guy who was involved in the Las Vegas shooting.
That I heard that before. You're right.
For that too, yeah.
Yeah. And also too, why were all the people wandering around? Why they all have blue T-shirts on?
Oh,
I mean,
Bravo!
it was
Now,
freaky.
Bravo,
It
come
was
on! It was
actually
Mardi Gras.
weird.
That's
No,
what
They're
it was-
celebrating.
that was
They're
weird.
celebrating Mardi Gras.
that's why they didn't get shot by the laser.
Yeah, that's what
Hey,
I'm saying.
Bravo! I
Like
can't
they
believe
all
you
knew.
say that. You say
No,
everybody had a
seriously,
blue
like
shirt.
they all knew. That
Good
guy
evening.
filmed it. I mean, he
Hey, Cubella, welcome.
Cobella, how you doing?
evening.
Did you have your blue shirt on?
I wish I did. I tell you, I would be safe from that laser beam.
Woo! That's
Uh,
why I
My
love
mother-
this show.
My mother,
I mean, it's just it's
63
crazy.
years old.
Crazy.
63 years old. I went to my mother's house the other evening, and she says to me, "Have you heard that the fires in Maui were inflicted by laser beams?" And I'm like, "Mom, high five! I'm so glad. Like,
go
you're
mom.
hearing-
Yeah.
like,
Rock on,
damn,
mom,
like,
right?
fuck
Hey,
yeah.
you know your mom's not listening to ABC
So
or NBC or stuff
you
like that.
guys really
Exactly.
believe?
You know that shit is
Matthew, welcome to the show.
widespread knowledge.
So you
now.
guys believe
Right.
in UFOs?
No, that is not. No, these are militarily inflicted fucking weapons. The
Mark,
D.E.Ws.
did
Just
you
like the
see
same
a
thing from
laser
2018 in
beam
Paradise,
from the Air
California.
Force Academy?
They're DEWs, Goose.
Mark,
D.E.Ws.
Well, the DEW, I know
Showcased
Bravo,
in Paradise,
Bravo,
California, 2018.
Bravo sent that shit to me around 5 o'clock this morning. He woke me up with that.
I don't have a whole lot to add to this conversation other than what I just read online right there. As far as what I know about lasers, I do have a little bit of experience with lasers, with optics for targeting. And if it's coming from if we're going to allege that it came from an aircraft or from outer space or something like that, we're talking about a very, very
Powerful.
unsafe laser to look at. It's it's not eye safe, and it's very high frequency. So, and that's really all I can add. I can't add anything.
Well, we use the military to pinpoint targets.
Exactly. But
Yeah.
and if it's out to like 5,000 meters, I don't remember what the cutoff is. Anything over that requires
Special
And,
goggles.
Directed
requires
within an 8-foot radius. You think
Yeah.
of a car, they can set a car on fire with this directed energy laser beam, okay?
I did it. I have
One
seen that.
vehicle
Just in the movies.
melts the hinges shut to where these people roast alive. My cousin was testimony to
The
this
UFO is
happening in
the
front of
only
her eyeballs in
Earth.
Paradise,
I need Earth.
California,
We
when
need
she was
Earth in the
trying
show,
to
Mary.
escape the wildfires, okay?
So are we
These
suggesting that
wildfires-
this was done by sanctioned by the
Militarily.
U.S. government, or was it done by a nefarious operator?
No,
I mean,
maybe.
apparently, but
Hey,
You,
could have been
you,
China,
you,
could have been Russia, could have been.
Come to the
no, I
show
don't
because
think.
hey, we gotta bring the expert. And is an expert in UFO. Can you come to the show, please?
Well, who's talking about UFOs?
no,
It's unassociated. This is
UFOs.
Because
unassociated from
UFO
the
got those
UFO.
lasers.
Totally unassociated. No, it's unassociated.
You don't think
Well, I
UFO
mean, a
got lasers?
UFO could be something from this
I'm not
world. It
saying they
doesn't mean it's
don't.
out of this
Hey,
world.
they got high speed technology faster than ours,
This
so they might
might
have a
be
laser.
AI technology, but it is human beings that are administering
Right.
these weapons on the people.
But who
Right.
give them the
That one,
technology? That's my
that
question.
Who is given it?
Maverick, that one that
Yeah.
you sent out, that one where
Come on.
that was in Kentucky where they were something
Oh my
was
God, it's
hovering
working.
over the street and it was taking out all the transformers and everything with that blue light. Yeah, I mean
Okay,
Well,
that
maybe
was before
we
Hawaii.
can go back to Cal
Right.
maybe the GOP debate
mutilation.
today we have a blue roof.
Yeah.
Everything
Well, the
is a quid
the
pro
reason that
quo.
whoever's doing it can get away with it is because of conversations like this. Because nobody wants to believe or understand that we have that technology and they can do that.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah, now we
Yes.
Oh my
Yes, we can.
God.
Thank you, Amber.
Holy cow. I didn't think it
So,
was
that's
working.
Amber. Amber,
Okay.
did you what you think happened in Maui?
It's not
I'm
aliens.
I'm not sure what to believe. I do not
Hey,
believe it's aliens.
I tried
I
to
think
bring
I
every
don't.
subject. We got experts in
I
our
think
chat
Put
it's
room.
the alien thing in. We don't believe.
I
Come
think
to the show,
it's
please.
I think it's really upsetting to see that video and the mayor not caring about the dead missing children. I think it's
Exactly.
pathetic that Joe
Yep.
Biden thought he could
He
relate
fell
because of
asleep.
a fire that didn't even really happen to him, and then he
You,
fell asleep.
Joe
What
Biden
about
fell
the
asleep.
kids?
Yeah.
And then
He
they give
told a story about
$700
his
to them,
cat.
but then Ukraine. I mean,
Yeah.
No,
uh,
Joe
Hey
Biden
man.
talk
and
about
then
his
and then
house.
Yeah,
what
but he
about
talked
what?
about his cat too.
Joe Biden is completely irregardable.
No, he talk about his
Completely
house.
irregardable.
He
He
talked
talk about
about a kitchen fire in his house, and
yes,
it
yes,
didn't even touch his Corvette
It
yeah.
or his
doesn't matter.
cat. The
Or his
firefighters
cat. Yeah.
came,
It's
Would it be
and
the
then
irregardable.
same
and then he
Corvette that
said
had
something.
the classified
Yeah,
papers?
it is.
Well,
Yeah,
I
with
guess
that
That's
Yes,
right.
fifty,
you're
yeah,
right,
that's
Eric.
a
That's a
You're
good
right.
1958
point.
Corvette.
I guess
Inapplicable.
it's a good thing
Anything
it didn't
Biden
touch the
has to say
Corvette.
is inapplicable to anything that's fucking reality for a human fucking being. Okay? That's where we are right now. It's unfucking applicable.
Who
It
is
does make
this?
you feel like there's something
That's
nefarious going
Amber.
on.
There
No,
is,
that's,
No,
and,
No
that's
and
a
metaphor.
I mean,
rebellion. I'm
Amber.
irritated. I'm
I mean, if
irritated
you
right
believe
now.
people like Juan who
I
say
hear you
who's really
background.
plugged in and
no,
everything, I
that's
mean, he's coming out and saying it was a direct energy weapon.
I don't
Well,
know. I
bravo.
don't know if that's what it was. I can't speculate because I'm not sure. But all I
Yeah, I mean,
know
none of
is
us can.
it's very suspicious
no,
that
absolutely.
so my friend did an interview with a lady who's from Maui running for state senate. She said in the interview that the kids were in school and they let them out to go home because of the fire instead of keeping them at school under cinder blocks. So the school sent them home, and then they ended up dying in the fire with no parental supervision because the parents were at
The
home.
1,400
She said
kids
there was
that are
complete
missing.
cell
Yeah.
phone signal blockage, like there was no way to get information in or out. She said it was very weird that the only way anyone in Maui could find anything out about the fire was on national
Who's in
news.
a game?
They forbade they forbade local news from covering the spot, but let Oprah Winfrey with her pillows do a PR
Yeah.
move. The whole
Yeah.
thing
Oh
is suspicious.
yes.
Dixie.
It
Welcome to the
say
show.
vote for
Not
Trump. The
that
pillow.
not that I trust local media, but it's awfully weird they even blacked out local
But
media,
Amber,
only
they
national
are
media.
a
No, local
I mean,
Democrat
there
media.
was
run
actually news
city. That's what they
reporters.
do.
There
They
was
do
local
that.
news reporters going online on blogs and saying, "Hey, we can't get the news out. They won't tell us anything." I
Yeah.
Bravo,
mean,
that's what they do.
yeah,
That's the Democrat run city. They don't let the
Right.
news
But
get
That's
out.
some of
AKA
the videos
psyop.
that I sent you guys.
that's what communists do.
That's a
And these
psyop.
people are
I
communists.
already told you we're in a hybrid communist state.
We
So
are.
And
you know
Mark
that.
said,
Goose
Mark
is
said, you
right.
mean that that the
Biden,
government would do
aka
something like
China.
that? Well, hell, show me in history when they haven't done something like that.
Bravo,
Yeah.
we need to bring Eric because Eric got
Whenever
some
has
good
a government
information.
that's not been for the people done anything good for the people? And matter of fact, they've murdered the people.
I mean,
Bravo.
we would like to believe that the government wouldn't do something like
What
that, but
about
with this
FEMA?
government, I mean, with this,
What about FEMA being
we,
found burying human beings?
yeah, I
Oh,
haven't
what
been able to
about
verify
Did
that.
we talk
But
about that already?
what about
I
FEMA
I
saw
didn't
getting
see that.
staying in a resort with
yeah,
$1,000 a day, and the Hawaiian people get $700?
FEMA do not bury people
But
like
why
that.
did the U.S.
No, no,
Marines
no.
come
Did you
upon
see
FEMA
what?
agents burying bodies? What
No,
is
right.
they
that
don't.
about?
They don't because I got a family member officer
Hello,
that they sing
That
over
was on.
there and they do
can you
That,
pick
hear
out
me?
the
No,
bodies. They
Chris,
do.
what they
We can
were,
hear you, Amber.
no.
that
So
was
what?
Mr.
That's
That
fake
was
news.
Mr.
Then that's fake
Baxter
news.
on Real Raw News. That's
Yeah,
what he's
she's talking
reporting.
about
But he,
something else, Goose. She's not
but
talking.
Guys,
he
when
is quoting though. He was quoting military people that are alive right now and what they were saying and with this whole thing. So
Yeah,
with
but
the
So what about?
bodies, I got family member that does that and work
Goose,
for those
we're not
Go,
people.
go,
talking
go,
about
go!
what FEMA does in the public view. I mean, we're not
right.
talking about that.
No,
She's
but
You
they
talking
do
didn't
go
even
about
pick up the
mention.
bodies.
she was
You didn't
talking
even
about
mention
something
their
separate.
vacation right now with staying in a resort, $1,000 a day. These
Yeah.
FEMA people, they're not staying in a school gymnasium. They're not staying in a makeshift tent. They're staying in a freaking luxury
Amber, they do that here in
resort.
Florida.
What
They do the
I'm
same
talking
thing.
about is the 1,400 kids that were sent home
Right.
because the
That's what
weather
I'm saying.
advisory, they couldn't have school. So where were their parents? Their parents are missing and the children are missing and
Right.
they're not going to fucking find them because their bodies were incinerated in
And nobody's
metal
talking
bags.
about
Right.
this in the
Where are
Q
those
Right.
bodies? They're
national
not going to
And
be
media.
found.
Exactly, Goose.
Q
yeah.
had that.
Nobody's
And
talking
Q
about
had that
this
point, and
national media.
another
and
podcaster
and
had the
what
exact
she's
same
talking
point.
about is Mr. Baxter in Real Raw News, and we don't know if that's true or not like that, but people that have met with Trump down in Mar-a-Lago said that a lot of what he says is the truth. So, and some of it is disinformation.
But Bravo,
But
who's
he
talking about
said,
Trump?
this is what he said. He said that the Marines got into a firefight. They caught them burying the
This
people.
FEMA.
They
Yes.
had truckloads of bodies, and they had front end loaders and excavators, and they were trying to get rid of the evidence of the people. And they got into a firefight, and they took these people out. Some
And
of them
these were
tried to
bullet,
escape,
Where
and
in Maui?
But yeah, I mean,
these
now
were bullet riddled
like I said,
bodies.
we can't
said, I mean,
confirm anything,
right,
Hey
but
Mari,
uh,
why do you
These
don't
were
create a
bullet
phone me line
riddled
for us and we
bodies
go to
that were
Maui and
being
investigate?
buried by
Hey,
FEMA that the military found. Bullet riddled bodies that FEMA was burying.
yeah.
Bullet
well, to
riddled. Why
Bella's
would they
point,
be bullet riddled?
I
Why?
don't know. I mean, you gotta
yeah.
be careful because a lot of reporting might not be true.
Right.
that's
Well,
right,
no, and
Goose.
no,
But
but
it
That's
does.
that's
right,
At this
Goose.
exactly
point,
what we said.
everything's speculation. I mean,
FEMA
I know
is
that.
full of shit. FEMA is
Yeah, they are.
bullshit. If
Well,
Remember,
FEMA
they had
was
the
yeah,
green
no,
zones
burying
during
seriously.
COVID
bodies,
for us.
why would, okay, first of all, wouldn't that be news? We have hundreds of bodies that are being buried by FEMA, an organization that is withholding fucking donations from across the globe being sent
But
to these people,
I
right?
don't believe that.
Withholding this
Yeah,
government
people.
fucking organization, aka FEMA, is withholding
I don't
Yeah,
donations from
believe
there.
that
these
FEMA is
people
doing that.
that won't
No, a
leave
lot of
because they
people.
know if they
A,
leave, they are never going to be able to come back to their fucking homeland. Do you know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? If they
well,
leave, they
hold
don't
on.
ever have anything
But
to come back to.
they
So, no,
they
don't
people
fucking leave.
people
Stand
that
your
live
fucking
there.
ground, bro.
People that live
It's like,
there have been confirming this that FEMA
yeah,
is not letting things in, and boats are actually have to
that's
go
right.
Hey,
around
FEMA don't
the
have no
different lines.
money,
That's
but they're
correct.
paying for $1,000 a day
FEMA is
hotel.
Well,
bullshit.
FEMA,
They're
yeah,
full of bullshit, bro.
they're
They're
Hey,
down with
like
it.
bravo.
NASA. They sit there
FEMA
and
don't have no
spend
money,
money
but they
for
have
no
money for the
fucking
hotels.
reason.
Yeah,
Well, I mean, the government's paying for that shit.
Let's not
right.
forget
The ice
FEMA
No,
cream,
with the
the ice
we
cream
are
man
conservation
paying
gives
for
camps
them
that
a
that.
they brought
That's
to.
what
thousand.
you said. We're paying for that.
We pay
Right, the
for
ice
that.
cream man
Yeah,
gives them 1,000, and the ice cream man only gives the other people 700.
exactly.
Well, let me ask you a question to the experts in the chat room. Okay, when you apply that heat laser that we're talking about to a body. It made your body disappear. Then I'm wrong. You become dust. I mean, that I'm wrong.
I'm not.
And that's
I
why
think
that
I'm not familiar
1,400
with.
bodies will never be found, is because they have from dust to dust, bro.
Yeah,
You
see,
cannot
that's what I'm
have
talking
a
about. Thank you, Kuwait. I
vehicle.
appreciate your
You
knowledge.
cannot have a
This
vehicle that
other
disseminates to fucking molten lava and bones that just stand still. No, that shit is fucking gone. That's why they
can you
weren't
hear
letting
me?
people in,
What
is
you think,
because you're
Kuwela? What you think
walking
is the
over a
count?
fucking grave site.
What you
You're
think is the
walking over a
count?
grave site. What?
What you think is the count right now?
The count?
The dead
Oh,
people, yeah. What you think?
1,500.
Fi-
1,500, easy.
Did anybody see the number? Because I'm trying to search for the numbers. No, I don't see it
Okay,
nowhere.
They're not
1,400.
really giving. They're not
1,400
No.
really
people
giving
are
out numbers.
missing.
They're hiding everything. Those motherfuckers are hiding
And
1,400
have you
everything.
noticed that
missing,
there's
and
no
that's
videos out
children
there?
Well,
only.
I
There's
There's
no.
just got
so
breaking news.
how come under any fucking world catastrophe, anything
Yeah,
goes wrong, it's
female
children.
official,
Wait, hold up. It's children that end up going missing, bro.
female
Why the
official
fuck?
I know
are
that's what worried
staying.
Anything
me,
goes
dude.
wrong, it's children that end up
Right.
going fucking missing.
I know,
Why the
Abilla.
fuck do you
I
think
had
that
the
is?
same concern. I would suspect
It's
one thing, but
disgusting,
I don't want
bro.
to say it is
And guess
disgusting.
what? There's bullshit loads of fucking fires going on in Africa that ain't nobody fucking talking about. And guess what? Tens of thousands of children are missing right now in fucking Africa because of this
Well,
shit.
that happen every day.
But it's
Every
not
day.
There's fires
okay.
going
Who
on all
gives
over
a
the
Every
fuck
world
if
right
it
day in
now.
happens
Africa,
every day?
they're
Who gives a
fighting.
fuck?
They get
Yeah,
human
it happens every
trafficking to
day. Well,
fight in
what
the
are we
different
gonna do about it?
army.
We're gonna talk about it on a fucking pod bean, bro? I don't
That's
know
our
what else to
freaking
fucking do about
communication
it.
source. Where you want to go?
I don't know.
That's why we're trying to
I don't
educate
know.
people.
Is
Right now,
that
we're in
not why
South
we're here?
Africa.
Right.
Is
Are
that
you
not why we're
show?
here?
Nice.
Are you sure it's in South Africa? Our show is in South Africa, and we're trying to inform people.
Yeah.
So, do
Now
you
you
guys
give
not
me
find it
money, I'll
suspicious?
fly
I'm
down there.
fucking heated. I
Yeah.
need to
No,
take a pee.
the
Go ahead, Amber.
southern 2/3 of Africa is totally on fire right now. I mean, more fires than are in Canada. I mean, and it's not even being reported. It's only because
Stupid global
You
climate.
gotta ask the
people have
question.
apps.
Why?
You know,
They
it's
don't
only because
report
Why?
people have apps
anything.
and they can
Bravo, you
solve
should
Why?
know that.
Can we ask the question why? Can we ask the question? Common question. Why? Why?
Well, I
Ask
mean,
Joe Biden.
that's the
It
We
has
million
know
dollar
why.
nothing to
question.
do
Hey,
with
have
global
you?
climate change. It has nothing
Hey,
to do
hey.
with climate. It has nothing to do with that. It's
Thank you. I don't
greedy
believe in that climate
motherfucking
change
bitches
Hey,
bullshit.
that
hey,
want
It
have
to
you
doesn't
heard?
have
Have
anything
you
to do with
heard?
envelop
You
change,
in
but
said
they're saying it
why?
does.
child blood and flesh.
You
It's
said
demonic.
why?
It is
Kuwait, let
evil.
people talk.
Hold
Go ahead,
on,
Bravo.
Cabal. You said why?
She's mad. That's why she's mad.
Have you heard of the D.E.W
I'm
report?
mad.
That
I'm
was
sorry.
that was
I'm sorry.
available
I'm
from
mad.
2014 to 2021. What did that say? That's what's going on.
I don't know
Bravo.
what the Deagle
Nobody read
report
I
that
is.
don't know what
report.
it says. Can you
But
Yeah,
Kuwait
yeah.
is
The D.E.W
right.
report is
What
one
are
of
we
those
doing?
prestigious intelligence gathering reports that all the different
I thought that was
intelligence
the Air
agencies
Force
around the
time and
world
Army time
use.
that you got.
What?
Didn't you go
What's
the
the
Army
Army Times
time?
have to do with anything?
No,
Because
that's
that's the
not.
report that you get from the Army Times.
This is called the
Remember,
D.E.W
the
report.
Army is in South
Go look
Africa.
it up.
Dingleberry report.
It's used by all governments and militaries and that, and it projects
What you call that report? What you
world
call that report?
populations, future projections. It projects
Bravo. What's the name of the report,
GDP.
please?
What?
The name of the report.
The D.E.W report,
The Deagle report.
2025.
Albert, don't laugh, please.
like Beagle, but
Golly.
with the D as
You
in
guys, you
Delta?
can't tell me. You guys have been
With the
following
Delta report?
this stuff, and you don't know about the D.E.W report. You
Nobody
guys
knows
serious?
about
It
the
does.
Deagle
It
report.
does. It makes me want to say like Dingleberry, but it does
Bravo.
sound
That sounds like
familiar.
That's what
digging.
I said, Dingleberry.
Oh God.
Oh, bitch. Okay.
That's what I said.
Oh
The
my God.
Dingleberry
You
report.
guys
Yes,
are
we're
fucked
familiar.
up.
Oh, hey, let's listen with somebody with a lot of sense. Mark, what's your opinion?
Who are you speaking to specifically?
Mark, are you there? Or are you watching the
Oh yeah.
GOP?
Hang on. Yeah, I'm here. Yeah, I'm here.
What do you think about the Deagle report?
I don't.
You
I
can't
was
say
just
Dingle.
googling it. I guess I don't even know how to spell it.
Maverick, Bravo, come on.
Like
Goose,
Write down,
why you
write the
act like
report.
you don't? No,
Goose,
no.
Goose, Goose,
If,
you
if,
know
wait,
about
wait,
it.
wait, wait,
You
wait,
fucking
wait.
know about it. You've known about it for a
Exactly.
while. Don't play the asshole
Eric,
right now.
I know exactly. Why you act like you don't know it? I mean, you know as well as I do that
Right.
it's
Who
literally
does?
Everybody, anyone that knows about what's going on and what these cabal is trying to
Bobby,
do knows
what
about the
report is
Deagle
that?
report.
Goose, the one that said
Bravo,
that
I
the
know what's
population
going
being
on, but I
down
don't know
to
this
Oh, the
Deagle
one he sent
report.
this morning?
yeah.
Oh, but spell it
It's
right, Bravo.
it's an intelligence report.
Yes,
Yeah,
yes, the
from
D.W
from two
report. You
from
call it right, the
2000 from 2014.
Deagle,
They they,
Deagle.
Deal,
they had
deal.
a
Hey,
I like
even
the way
the
Bravo
I
said
English
tried to
it.
speaking people
repeat it
didn't
and it
know.
didn't make
Bravo,
a
come on.
difference. So
Spell it the
my
right
let
God.
me
way.
try. Deagle,
Forget it. I'm
Deagle,
not even going
Deagle.
to go into it. Then you
No,
guys don't
Bravo
know
is
anything
correct,
about it.
but that's
And,
intelligent
and
report.
I
But
guess
I
you
didn't.
guys don't know about the Georgia Guidestones either. Come on,
Well, we
God
know about
damn.
those. Come
Didn't
on,
they
we
Bravo,
know
blow
about
that
the
bravo,
shit
Georgia
up?
Guidestones.
Yay.
Didn't they
bravo.
blow
Yes,
It's
they
a
Georgia
did.
report.
Guidestones
Okay,
apart?
when
Yes,
did
they
they
did.
report that, Bravo? That's our question. When?
Right. They reported it from 2014 to 2020. You can still get archives until April of 2021. They removed it, and right after that is when they blew up
Okay.
The
they
Guidestones.
blew up the
Okay, the
Georgia Guidestone thing.
DED, the EW
Wait,
report.
that was
What day?
2
What
years
time? You
ago?
talking about what year?
They
It
blew
was
that
it
shit
was
up
it
2
was
years
called the
ago?
2025 uh, world population projections or something like
Oh,
that.
world
That's
population
500
project.
Goose, you
million.
remember because
Yeah,
you got all
and it had us
Oh,
reduced.
you
It
right,
had the whole
Bravo. We argue about that like a year ago. You right.
and the
Yeah,
whole
we're
world,
supposed
right?
to
The
maintain.
whole Western world was fucked up. I mean, they were pretty much
Yes,
decimated. But the United States went from 370 million down to 99 million by
Yep,
that's
2025.
true, Bravo. I remember
Wait,
that
we
now.
did?
Yeah,
yep.
What?
Yes, we talk about this, Kubera,
you
Amber.
guys
You
have
wouldn't
to
be in the
research
show
it
then.
yourself. I'm not
The
going to
whole
go
Wait
into
show
any
on
more
that.
Yeah, I
detail.
didn't know about it.
Wait a minute.
Now I
Wait
remember,
a
Bravo.
minute.
Thank you. I remember that report,
Yeah,
and I told you
we
it's
did a
no
whole show
way.
on that. We
Yeah,
got a whole
Wait a
show on that.
minute.
but
Yep.
Bravo, we
So Tyler,
Maverick, we didn't
Yeah.
believe it because it was year
It,
2025. Then I'm
hey,
not wrong, Bravo.
so
Yeah, for 2025. That
Yeah.
was the
so
projection.
who was the guy that we had on about the UFOs? The famous
Uh,
guy.
Hands
Stan.
down.
Stan
Stan.
knew about the
wait a
Deagle
Yeah,
minute.
report.
yeah.
If
Stan
I
knew about the
remember that,
Deagle report and said it was real.
Well, that's what I'm
if
talking
I
about. The laser. I say UFO, and you guys don't believe me. That's what I want to
if
hear
I
from
remember,
Earth.
Well,
What he got to
well,
say about that?
Goose, it
Excuse
is
me.
a
Sorry.
UFO because we don't
I
know
don't
what
know.
it is, but
I
it's
that's
don't.
not from out
right.
of
That
this
does not
world.
mean it's alien.
I
I
don't
Right.
mean,
know. I don't
that
know
laser. I
about
don't
any of
think we
that.
had that type of laser.
Come on, bro.
I believe we do. I believe we have that
We
type
do.
of.
Think of
And you, re-
energy being directed
and you
into
remember on
fucking
If we
Pastor
would have had
Paul
that laser, Trump would have used it before he left the White
What?
House.
What? I mean,
and,
what's
and
a rail
Pastor
gun?
Paul Begley, he
What
had
does a rail
Mike
gun
from
mean?
around the world on his show, and Mike said that we have that technology, and he goes,
Now
"We're going
we
to be
got a
seeing it pretty soon."
drone. We got a drone that can shoot you from up there. Yeah, but I mean,
My
I believe
watch
we
is
have that
telling me to
technology, and I
relax.
believe
My
other
stress is
countries have the
high.
we got
technology
a
too.
drone that killed the
It's a
Iranian
Deagle
guy.
report.
Trump used it.
Deagle
Right.
report.
There's a really famous
Russian
video
tank
out
engines.
there
What
It's
is that?
that
D.E.W. Amber.
Well, I
what
like the way Bravo said it better.
Yeah, because he said Deagle. I
what
said, what Deagle?
I
it is
Because
Deagle.
know.
that is the name. It's the
That's the
Deagle
name of it.
Yeah,
report.
It's
but
called the Deagle report.
you say D.E.W.
No, DEWs are something completely different,
No,
Goose.
yeah, it's Deagle. DEACEL
It's a demon demonic
or something like that. I forget.
molecule.
I'd have
Well,
to go
I
look
got
it
you
up.
test here. It doesn't say that. It said D.E.W.
No, that's because he's talking about something different
They're
in that text.
directed energy weapons.
Okay.
Yeah,
But
that's
get me
Not
straight.
aliens.
Yeah.
It comes to be that we have the fucking
Anyway,
alien invasion
No,
we just
and
mentioned
the holographic
Maui.
images surrounding
Why we
fucking
don't talk
military
about the debate
aircraft.
tonight? Who's gonna win the
No
debate,
one's
Eric?
gonna watch it.
Much
No one's
debate.
watching, and
yeah,
maybe people
we're
will
all
who
watch
the hell
watching
wants to
Slacker.
debate
see
talk.
those bozos up there?
I'm
They
gonna
fucked
be
over Trump. I
doing
don't want anything
horseback
to do
riding
with it.
I
lessons.
want to watch a debate. What about Trump go to jail? Go ahead, Eric.
Well, I'm going to basically pose this question about the Fox News GOP presidential debate. Why can't we all be Nielsen family so we can watch Fox News's ratings just go down the shitter?
I like Eric. I love that so much. I wish
They're
we
gonna do
could.
that regardless.
I love that.
So, what is your
Because
suggestion, Eric?
We call him Rampage.
You don't want the
somebody's
debate?
got background noise. Well, I know I've looked at Twitter X surveys. People are saying they'd rather watch like the Tucker interview with Trump. The day before he has to go surrender to Fulton
I heard
County.
the same thing. Mark, what do you think about the debate?
He's probably watching it.
Mark's gonna watch it. Mark, where you at? Stop eating cookies.
Isn't it while Mark, we're waiting for Mark, isn't it funny how we have to hear from a European paper that Trump probably is not going to get his photograph taken again? You know, I mean, I couldn't find it on any other thing, but you could find it on the British newspaper.
I was kind of hoping.
We don't know shit here. They don't they don't tell us anything.
Bravo, be patient. Be patient, please.
You know what? That'll be the most famous picture in the world.
Trump got 9
Facts,
lives.
bingo,
He already used
Barbara,
4.
Bingo.
Well, they're gonna televise the arraignment. I read
The what?
when he gets arraigned on Thursday when he goes in front of the judge.
Of course they're gonna
Well,
do that. Of
Did
course.
you see Janet Ellis with her smile? She smiles in the picture. She got hers. Rudy Giuliani got
He didn't
his.
televise any other one. What are you
Sidney
laughing
Powell.
at? He didn't
Sidney
televise
Powell
any
has hers. I got them all on my Telegram.
Hey, Sidney
Yeah.
Power lost her license, yeah? Sidney Power lost her license.
I wasn't
to
aware of her
practice
being
law.
disbarred.
Mark,
Yeah, I'm here, man. I'm sorry.
Can you-
I kept pushing the button, but
attorneys
nothing
being-
was happening.
Mark, why
I think
you?
DeSantis is going to bring the big D energy in the room tonight.
He gonna bring the Crockett?
I don't know. He's going to bring that. No, we'll leave that to Mr. Trump. But yeah, the big D energy is going to be with DeSantis tonight.
Well, I think DeSantis is
And
gonna rock the house. That's why I'm
I
gonna
think
watch
they're
it.
all going to attack DeSantis. All the
Oh,
other
they are.
bozos.
They
Oh,
are. And at some point, Vivek is going to call him a transphobe, and that's basically going to end him.
You mean
with
a
lot of
trans
problems.
mic? A trans mic.
Well, I would say this about like the people who are going to appear on the debate stage. Vivek Ramaswamy would probably come out making more sense than say Ron DeSantis or Nikki Haley or Tim Scott or Chris Christie.
Well,
Hey, can I add something about Vivek?
DeSantis got
for the love of
security
Jesus,
experience.
for the love of Jesus, I love a porterhouse steak. I just love porterhouse steak. I like filet mignon.
Good
Go
for
ahead,
you.
Bravo.
I
Go ahead,
can
Bravo.
never vote for somebody that worships what I like to eat.
And is that Vivek?
Yeah.
Oh.
Can I get a chuckle?
Well,
Indian, they worship cows.
Oh, yeah.
I have to explain the joke. It's not.
Oh, yeah.
Guys, that's
I
bad.
got it, Mark. I got it.
well,
But guys,
but if it was
He's a
MSNBC
con,
or
man. He's a
CNN,
con. He's been trying. He set up with the Daily Wire, and he got caught this week. He was trying to. The only reason he was in this race was to build a brand so he could get a contract with the Daily Wire. That all came out this week. And oh, by the way, they shot him down. They said, "Nope, we don't want you." So he's a Trump surrogate, and good on him.
Vivek. Vivek?
Yeah.
That's fake news
well,
or that's real news?
No, it's
well,
not fake
like I
news.
said,
Well, my recommendation
comes out
for
making way
you
more
guys
sense
He's a smart
are
guy.
GOP
I'm not
candidates.
going to debate that. He's a smart
listen
guy.
to the debate tonight in case Trump get indicted, go to jail. That's it.
Isn't it funny how today was the arraignment and that Wagner guy gets whacked? Oh, I mean, not whacked. I mean, he had an unfortunate accident with his
How do you know he got what?
Who's arraignment?
Oh, of course not. Of course not. It was nothing to see there.
He might be in Cancun right
he
now
only
laughing.
Wait,
He only
who's
committed treason against Putin, who was the duly elected Russian president during wartime. I guess that's what happened.
Well, what do you mean during somebody's arraignment? Trump's not being arraigned until tomorrow.
No, I'm talking about the other ones where they all got their picture taken today.
Oh
And then
yeah,
boom,
Giuliani.
As soon as their picture showed up on,
Giuliani with 150,000 bail.
Giuliani crazy.
Yeah, Giuliani got arrested
Well,
today.
Yeah.
well, I mean, it'd be the same shit show if CNN or MSNBC or one of the other major networks was doing the
That's
GOP
a clown
presidential
show,
debates.
like Bravo say. Yeah, Eric.
Because I think the only reason why, you have like the legacy mainstream media just jacking off to Trump like they do is because Trump brings the ratings for them. Because with Trump not there, their ratings, like I said, are going down the shitter, and that they basically have sacrificed objectivity in favor of trying to get numbers on the board for their struggling talents, as Megyn Kelly would put it. And I have to agree with her on that one because it's like with Donald Trump, they see dollar signs in their eyes, and they want you to think that they hate Trump with a passion, but really, what they don't want to tell you is that they secretly love him because and that they're just super pumped for him.
I got.
That is true.
Can I offer two thoughts? Can I
Go
offer
ahead,
two
Mark.
thoughts?
Go ahead,
Hey,
Mark.
one about the Tucker interview with President Trump. I hope that Tucker brings the smoke like he did with the candidates out in Iowa a month
Come on,
ago.
he won't.
I hope he brings the smoke, because if he doesn't,
interview.
let me finish, man. Let me finish. If he doesn't, then he's a fake.
He's not going to. It's going to be a fake.
Okay, well,
He
then,
done
then
it to
that,
everybody.
that will really disappoint me.
He
Really
did it to
disappoint me
Pence.
with
He
Tucker.
did
And
it to
I'm a
Pence.
huge fan.
I
And then
agree
the
with
second
you.
point I wanted to make was this. I think DeSantis is on a stage with a bunch of nobodies. So he needs to be the big D on the show, and he needs to show it. And if he can't show it, then we need to know that. Because let's say Donald Trump had won, okay, and he was in the Oval Office right now, this would be the people we would be looking at.
Right.
That's the people we'd be looking at.
I think DeSantis is going to bring his A game. I mean, he has to. I'm going to vote for
Look at
Trump.
what he's facing. Look
but
at
he
what
might
he's
go in
facing.
jail.
There's only two people with really any intellect up there.
So you're not going to vote for him because he might go to jail? Is that what you're saying?
No,
I
I
don't
say
think
that
we
we
can.
got
I
to
don't
have.
think we
We
can
had
win if he
this.
goes to jail.
Well,
We
mean,
got to
that
have
would
a
be
second
like
guy
Trump-
in case something happens.
That's what they're trying to do. Don't you guys?
They're
Can't you
trying to
guys
put him
see
in
that?
jail, but if you
Absolutely.
won't
I mean,
vote for him, they're
who
trying
gives
to
a
get you
shit? I
to
don't
vote
care if
for
he has an
fucking
ankle
criminal.
bracelet on. We fucking vote for it.
Exactly. How long did Hillary wear one of those?
No, bravo. A tracking
I don't actually
device.
think that's
A
gonna
tracking
happen, but
device.
I'm just saying.
I hope the people
Well-
in Nevada and Pennsylvania and those places where there are blue attorney generals will allow the people to vote for Donald Trump. If he is the nominee, I hope that is the case. But I made the point
Well,
last week.
Mark,
He gets
Last
on the
I
ballot.
don't know
Mark,
how
point
they can
again.
take him off.
Mark,
He's not
people
going
don't
to be on the ballot.
understand that DeSantis fired those haters, like the one in Orlando, the DA in
Where's
Orlando.
Mike Rage when we need
Fired
him?
the one in Tampa. These other Republican states are allowing these haters to stay in their position and continue hitting Trump down, like the one in Georgia. That guy in Georgia came. You have a senator that want to bring charges against that DA that is charging Trump, and he say no, he don't want to go for it. That's the type of Republican we got in other states. But our governor, he already fired 2 DAs in our state because they didn't want to enforce the law the right way and do their job.
He's doing the MAGA. He's doing the MAGA.
And
And nobody
know
on
that
that
because we see
stage,
that every
nobody
day.
on that stage tonight with DeSantis can do the MAGA. DeSantis has done it. He's doing it.
He's
Trump,
doing the
nobody
MAGA
can do
because
the
Daddy
MAGA
taught him
better
how
than
to do the
Trump
MAGA.
Well, that's fine.
Nobody can do
You're
the
not.
MAGA
I'm not
better
going to
than
argue with that at all.
But he
I'm
learned
not
from
gonna
the
argue
best,
with that at
Bible.
all.
Exactly.
Right, and like I said, if you know that who was standing behind Trump with their military uniforms, it was JAG and military intelligence. He is part of the JAG Corps. You know what I mean? So I think he's part of the plan, DeSantis. I think he doesn't have a problem with Trump, and I don't think Trump has a problem with him. I think it's all bullshit. I think it's all to
Except
feed the
for when,
media.
except for when DeSantis tried to come up with, he was full backing this whole thing where if there was a current indictment against you, you could not be the nominee. We talked about this last show. DeSantis was backing the thing that would block Trump from being able to fucking be the nominee for the Republican Party.
I
Well, it's
haven't
like
heard
Bravo
I
say,
haven't
it's
heard
all
that either.
show.
I can't talk about it.
Well,
He was DeSantis was standing up for Trump, saying, "Hey, I won't let these people come down here and extradite you to New York
That's
City
fucking right. He said, if
because
you don't want to
they
go, you
have to
don't
go
have
through the
to.
governor's office to coordinate with the police for these local police officers to come down. He would have said,
Yeah.
"Don't go."
And a
That was
governor won't allow
DeSantis.
that. Yeah.
Now,
Why would he be
federal
running
law
against
enforcement's
him
another
though?
matter.
Because you got to go through the governor.
Yes.
No, she said, why would DeSantis be running against him if he was in with him?
Yes, that's what I
That's a
said.
very interesting
Well,
question.
you got to understand that
He's not gonna win.
I hope he doesn't. I believe he got 9 life. But what about these crooked people use the law to put him behind bar? And it's happening. It might happen. So
I've
we
been
got to
saying
have a
that all
second
along.
guy.
How come you're saying it now? I've been saying it all along, and I've been the ass for saying
No,
it.
no, no. I say it might happen, but
So,
I'm
for
with Trump.
instance, if Trump
I'm
goes to
with
jail,
Trump.
we need somebody else, which would be DeSantis.
I'm with Trump. Yes, have
Well,
somebody else in case. You got to have somebody in case. They might kill
well,
To
Trump.
me, that would be Kennedy, not fucking DeSantis.
Well, that's you vote, Kennedy. I would never vote for a freaking
Kennedy's
Democrat.
I was going to say, he's not Republican. He's a Democrat.
But
Hey,
it doesn't. Does it matter
let me
party
ask
though?
You
let me
voted for
ask a
him because
To
you
question.
me, it
like his
doesn't matter
body,
party.
because he's in good
Let me
shape.
ask a
That's why you
question
like
Kennedy
of
him.
the
is
panel.
in the
Let me ask a question of the
Democratic
panel.
Party to
How does
pull
everybody
votes
feel about the
from Biden.
vaccine?
Bullshit.
Do we all like the vaccine? I mean, Donald Trump
Bullshit.
gave us the vaccine. He paid for it.
No, he gave us a placebo
He
that
did. It
saved
was
us.
his program that gave
He
it to
gave
us.
us
And
don't
he
tell that to
claims that
Amber
he
Drew.
saved
May.
millions of lives.
He gave us a placebo.
Oh,
Oh.
that sounds kind of cute.
Yeah.
I got
That's
the
a
Or
placebo.
complicated
he
question. You're
he
going to have to go back
Bravo,
to
I
the
got the
show. I've
or
already,
placebo.
he got into the
I've already
bullshit
addressed
Mark.
that,
and he
Mark. I'm not
skipped
going to
it
go through it
before
again.
it was given out to the people.
Why
I don't
Bravo
know.
always say that I got the placebo?
There was some type of
Yeah, I
fucking
don't know.
intervention
Are,
that
are
Biden
any are
had.
any of you guys in the pharmaceutical biotech industry for the last 30 years like me?
No.
Okay, then
But you work for Walgreens, Bravo.
Yeah, Walgreens don't count, man. Come on.
Shit, my sister-in-law worked for Bayer. Is that the same thing?
Bravo.
Hey, I'm a cashier at Walgreens. What's wrong with that?
You're not a
And
pharmacist.
he goes back to the pharmacy every once in a while to get some
Yeah, yeah.
information.
So I'm in that. I consider that part of the industry. Yeah.
Cobella, are you a nurse or a doctor?
No, like I said, my closest ties are I got a sister-in-law that works for Bayer Aspirin.
Oh, that's good.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
So, can we get an overdose with aspirin?
I mean, if she come home with handfuls when she needs to, but that's about the extent.
We already know that Trump has 9 lives. We got 4 gone. Now he got indicted 4 times, and I think Arizona is getting ready to indict him too. Did you guys heard that?
I
No,
did not.
where's Amber when we need her? She's from Arizona.
Yes, I heard that
I'm in
Arizona
Arizona
is
currently, but I
working
did
on
not
it.
hear that.
They're gonna indict Trump like 10 times.
Well, like Katie Hobbs and all that bullshit.
Yeah,
Well,
yeah.
She shouldn't have won anyway.
Our sisters
well,
messed up. Our justice sisters messed up.
well, hey,
Go ahead.
I've said it before and I'll say it again. Either way you slice it, Trump, dead or alive, is destined for political martyrdom with this whole indictment saga, because he's basically going to be the poster child of the whole America First MAGA cause.
Mark,
Yep.
can he run if he's in jail?
There's nothing that says
No.
he can't.
There's nothing that says he can't. However,
Really?
the constitutional issue is Article 14, Section 3. I think I quoted it last week.
Right.
If he's convicted of sedition, okay,
Which
some
isn't.
attorney
That's not
generals,
even. That's not even one of the charges. Mark.
if you're going to talk over me, I'm not going to talk.
Mark, that's not one of the charges right now.
It is.
It isn't. That was one of their big mistakes. They didn't do that.
No, Bravo, you wrong. That's one of the charges. We talk about sedition in like 3 shows before.
No,
yes,
they haven't done sedition.
Okay.
I just listened.
If he's
is.
convicted of sedition, he could be held from some ballots.
If he's incarcerated,
No,
can
if
he
he's
run?
convicted.
No,
Sedition,
but I'm
yeah.
asking if he's
Bravo,
incarcerated.
remember
I
I
think
mentioned
so.
to you
Sure.
John Adams. John Adams lost the election because sedition. Thank you. 1870. We brought that out by Thomas Jefferson. Remember that? I know you a very good scholar in history. Thomas Jefferson became president even though he was worse than Biden because Adams used the word sedition trying to do that, and the people didn't like it.
Is
The
she
Right.
United
writing a
States.
tweet?
Yeah, I read that. Yeah,
Well,
and Mark is right. They're trying to charge him with that in D.C.
all I'm saying is today Trump put out his. If you have to go to his, his True Social on his Telegram and read what he says himself and stop listening to everybody else. And he said that we're going to get to bring out things that have been held back from the very beginning. You know,
I'm gonna
they can
vote
do
for
it.
Trump. Don't
Now,
get me
if he
wrong,
was if
but
he was charged with sedition, he wouldn't be able to have discovery and all that to
Bravo,
bring
he
it
got
out.
like 38 charges
There
in
was
each
experts talking
indictment.
about this the other day.
Exactly.
You know,
Bravo, he got like 38 charges in every indictment. Right now in the
The more
Atlanta,
you
how
know,
yeah,
the
and they're
many?
more
all
you're
bullshit.
guilty of. Come
We
on.
know it's
Unbelievable.
bullshit. But like
Yeah.
Maverick said before, you only had to be convicted of one. That I'm right, Maverick.
Exactly. Yeah, it takes one.
Yeah,
The
I'll
fact
tell
that
you what,
the
then
one
why would he
doesn't.
be so bold and say not only are they going to dismiss the charges, they're going to drop all of the
But
charges?
what do you want him to say? You want him to go,
You
I'm
don't
going to
say
get
that when you're running
convicted.
for president and you
Come
can't
on.
back it up, for God's sake.
Bravo.
You
I
guys
just,
don't.
We're gonna vote for Trump. We don't have no other
Everything he said that
choice.
they have said about him in the past has been wrong, but you guys still fall for this shit all the time.
well, maybe you're the one falling for this
I'm
shit.
not falling for anything. I'm looking at his track record. Everything they said that he did in the past has been a
Oh,
lie.
guess what? Guess what? It's all going to come to light very soon. When these
Yeah, it's
start
being a
coming to
lie,
light,
Bravo. You're right.
we're, we're
They
going to.
spend, Bravo. We
Everything
with
they
you,
said
Bravo.
they spent $50 million and couldn't come up with
But
anything.
Bravo, we don't want you to
So
get a
some
heart attack.
Yeah, don't have a heart attack, Bravo. Come
so
on.
some
Relax.
partisan down in the Southern District of New York and out of Atlanta is going to do something. We know that they're both
Bravo,
corrupt.
we agree with you. But what
Well, I'm
about
just
if
saying.
he get
Trump
indicted?
said we have everything.
If he
Yeah,
Well,
get
Trump
he
did
found
say that.
guilty?
Exactly. What are you going to do if he's found guilty? What are you going to say
does.
then?
I'm still voting for him, even if he is.
No,
But
but what are you going to say
but
then?
I
You're
don't
going to
think
say,
I'm not worried
"Oh
about that.
no, Trump had everything." I mean,
Have
no,
open mind, Bravo. If you need to
Right,
vote for DeSantis, then do so.
right.
exactly.
But
Be
most of the
the good of the
people,
party. Be the good of
Let's
the
see if
party.
this indictment, if they take his picture. If they don't take his picture, then really something's
That
going
has
on.
nothing to do with anything.
Yeah, it does.
You're
When
just
have
giving him you're just
when do you
giving him
know
the
if there's
courtesy.
anyone
You're
who's
just
been
giving
Cubera,
indicted
can you take his
gets
picture,
idiot.
please?
arrested
It
gets
boils
arrested
down to
that
what I
doesn't
just
have
put
their
in the
picture
chat.
taken?
It starts with
Well,
child
Bullshit.
trafficking and it ends with political arrests. When we see political arrests, that's when the shit goes fucking down. Before then, say whatever the fuck you want because this is all fucking whatever you think it might be. It's just fucking speculation. It doesn't fucking matter what we say. But when we start seeing these motherfuckers going down for the shit, for the hundreds of years of this fucking trafficking of and breeding and this child mutilation for sacrifice, when that shit goes to a fucking end, that's when we can start recovering. And before then, it doesn't fucking matter what you have to say because it's all fucking in the wash. Okay, that's what it boils down to.
And
Trafficking, mutilation, and the sacrifice to Baal
what? Yeah.
and
What?
fucking that's where it lies.
Cubera, you drunk?
What? Yeah. What finally got the people in Romania to go after
Cubera, baby, are you
and
drinking?
take out Nicolae Ceausescu?
It doesn't matter if I'm drinking or not, bro. It's fucking realist.
But you
It's
sound pretty mad.
I've been drinking. I've been
I
out
love your
since like
passion,
1:30,
Cubella.
and it's like
Oh, at least she
You
admits it.
good. Let's vote for Cubera. That's right. Let's vote for her.
no, don't vote for
She's right.
nothing.
I like
I'm
what she said.
speaking out of fucking like this is my heart.
Well, Bravo,
Thank
but
you
you gotta
guys.
make
It's
sure
not the
what she's
fucking
telling you is the
alcohol.
truth. It's
It's
just
not the
speculation.
alcohol
What
that's
she's saying.
talking to you.
I
It's
agree so
fucking
far with what she's saying. Yeah.
it's realism. Everything that is in operation today comes from a demonic fucking point of view. It
Thank
comes
you.
from fucking control, whether it's
Evil.
Hollywood
Yeah.
or authors of our books that our children read. It is all coming from a demonic point of view. And once we stomp that motherfucker in the head, and so he cannot perspire any longer, when that moment comes, then we will be able to move forward as a fucking
Cubella,
civilization. But
you can't
before
curse in
then,
our show,
it is
please.
done. Oh, bullshit. Bullshit, motherfucker.
We love her.
Imagine when it finally does go down. People that have been in witness protection for the last 50 years step out and say, "Listen to Donald Trump. He's telling you the truth." They're fucking people are going to go wild.
Well, who say that,
Come
Bravo?
on, baby.
Who say that, Bravo? Give me a
People we
name.
were dead. The people
Hey,
we thought were dead that are not dead singing, listening to
JFK
him.
Jr.
He's
is coming
not
back
fucking
too.
lying.
Trump's
That's the
Trump's
same
old
shit.
attorney.
I
Lynn
know
Wood,
who
one of the most
killed
prominent
JK.
attorneys in the United States,
I'm
said
talking about JFK
he
Jr.
said when he
Bravo.
goes, those that you think are dead are alive, and those that are alive are dead. That's what he said.
Mark, who killed JK? Jeff
I don't know,
Kennedy.
but I guess
Just like the government.
I don't see Donald Trump as an anointed one. And I one of the things I found really amazing was his campaign was in Milwaukee last night, whining and dining all of the talking heads from CNN, buying them $100 bottles of wine, $100 plate dinners.
What are you gonna say about that, Bravo?
Meanwhile, the people in Washington D.C. are still in the gulag. Okay, and his private attorneys were all arrested today. I don't know what's going on, but something about that just doesn't seem right.
Mark, who told you that about dining
Hey,
and?
it's in the news, man. It's all over the news.
Oh,
It's all
Bravo!
over
Why
the
you don't do that search?
Well,
Yeah,
hold it.
Bravo.
People like the Patriot Street Fighter and
He bought Bob Acosta a big old steak dinner last night.
Woo!
Mm.
and
Maybe
remember
that's
you
where
guys made-
Cubera got her drink.
and you guys made fun of Monkey Works. I mean, all these guys have been to Mar-a-Lago and been with Trump.
Come on,
I mean,
dude.
if they were nothing and they were spewing misinformation on their blogs in the alternative media
Look at
sphere,
Oh no,
then
they could.
why would he have them? I
How do you
mean,
just put that in the
misinformation?
chat.
it doesn't matter.
Exactly.
It's not misinformation. It's information that's not on the
Bravo!
mainstream
You
because they're
can't
going to
beat
lie
him.
to you, just
You
like they
can't.
lied for the last since 2016. For God's sake,
And
Bravo!
there's
Bravo!
one of the
How many
attorneys
lies
that was
did they-
arrested today. The
misinformation
good-looking
campaign is
blonde.
sickening.
She's
There's
come out
more
and in
money.
support of Ron DeSantis, and they're not going to pay her legal bills.
I was just gonna say,
There's
Israel.
who's this?
Yeah. That
there's
really
more.
good looking blonde attorney that was arrested today. She's come out and said some
One that was
favorable
smiling,
things.
Jenna.
Hank, can I finish? Can I finish? Yeah, that's the
Jenna
one.
Ellis. Well,
Yeah,
come up
I
with her
watched an
name.
interview with her today. And the person that was interviewing her said, "Hey, we understand that you've said some things favorable to Ron DeSantis." And she said, "Yes, and it's caused me some problems with my legal fees. She's having to go fund me now because the Trump campaign has pulled out from her."
See, I don't
bet.
like that.
Man, how you like that? Loyalty.
Well,
Yeah,
I
yeah.
don't know what the whole game is right now. What's going on?
Well, Bravo,
knows?
that's what I'm telling you. He might
Who
lose.
knows? Everyone's said Trump left. What's his name? His campaign advisor for the first half of his 2016 election, Roger Stone. He said, "Oh, he left Roger Stone out there to be hung and blah blah
Oh, the
blah."
guy that
But what
got
did he
his house
do? He
raided?
pardoned his
Come the
ass,
fuck
though,
on.
didn't he?
Yeah.
He
Well, he
pardoned.
can't pardon anybody now.
Well, I'm just
Yeah,
saying.
heck.
I don't believe just because you see something happening, who knows what's going on behind the scenes? I don't know.
Well,
He is not in
DeSantis,
charge,
If you hear
and
it
they
in
are
the
going to put
media,
his
in the
happy behind
mainstream
in
media.
bars, behind bars.
Mark, you know, but all the polls now are signaling that Trump is beating Biden by a lot of
60%.
points.
Oh, hang on, hang on. There's major news. Major news. Just hit the major news. Slacker82 now believes in polls. Whoa.
Oh,
Hey,
No.
hey, write
Don't
this
even-
down, guys. Write this down. We believe in polls now.
Not just one poll.
Mark,
Oh,
don't
Maverick
be
Slacker
that.
believe in polls.
No, not
No,
Slacker.
no, it's not that we
Here we go.
believe. It's
No.
what they're
Because
showing.
you know why? Because the polls wouldn't be for Trump if they were fake. They would be for Biden right now.
Oh my gosh.
Like
Polling is dead, guys.
Like they
Polling
were
is
for
dead.
Hillary.
Wait.
they were
Let
for
me
Hillary.
ask this question: Who were
They
the
said
polls
Hillary
for in
was going to win
2020?
too.
Who were the polls for in 2020?
Bravo.
They had
2020?
it neck and neck
Pretty-
with
Depends on
Biden.
what time of
Pretty
the
sure
evening you're talking
They had
the
a
about.
polls
neck and
said
neck
Trump
with
was going to
Biden.
win in 2020.
What
No,
time
they
of the
had it neck and
evening
neck.
are you talking about? It depends.
Yeah.
no
Before
next
we
week.
all went to sleep, Trump was up.
No,
We
no. I'm
woke
talking
up
about.
and Biden was up.
We're not talking
So what
about
are you
that.
talking about?
We're talking about the polls. The polls.
Before they cheated. Before they
The
cheated.
polls, they had them
cheated.
within like a point or two of each other.
Before
Oh,
2,000
Yeah.
mules? Is that what you're talking about?
yes, before 2000 mil.
Ah, I don't know. I didn't pay attention before that.
All
Right,
well,
right.
Only after that.
Yeah. Yeah, the five states they shut down, he was way ahead by hundreds of thousands of votes in every state, you know.
Gucci,
Yeah,
see how
then
And
do
that's
it. And then
probably
we woke up
correlate
and
to the
Biden won.
states that Trump will not be allowed on the ballot on. By the way.
say that
We
again.
can still write him in. Guess
Well,
what? Just like Mickey
okay.
Mouse,
Yeah.
motherfucker.
Okay. Some people need to
Mickey
start
Mouse.
doing some legwork in Nevada and Arizona and
I guarantee you,
And Iowa.
Wisconsin
if
and
they
Michigan.
do that, maybe that's the trigger we're waiting for.
Yeah.
Who knows?
Oh.
I mean,
Imagine if all of your friends did not see Trump Biden on the ballot and that's who they intended to vote for. How hard is it to write his name in? Are those ballots just not going to make their way to the fucking counter?
Yeah. I just.
Well, that's
they
a good.
probably already
Oh, let me
produced them
ask. Hey,
without
Cubera,
Trump's
that's a
name
good
on it.
point. If Mark, if he's not allowed to run in one of those states and they write his name,
Well,
don't they supposed to count it?
I'm sure it could be counted, but do we really want to be dependent on that, guys?
Whatever it takes to keep
Whatever
Biden
it
out of
takes.
this motherfucking bitch.
Well, I agree.
Whatever it takes to keep
I
Biden
agree,
out
and
of this bitch.
that's why I think we need a stand-up candidate that doesn't have all these problems. And please don't read me wrong.
We're not
He's
going to have a
being
normal
railroaded.
election this year.
He's being railroaded. The election was rigged.
I'm going for Kennedy.
He is a victim.
I
But
don't care
being
if
a
I
victim
party.
does not necessarily mean you're ordained as the next presidential nominee of the Republican Party.
You know, and
They can
Mark,
do it,
Bravo.
What are you worrying about an election for?
Bravo, Mark, it was a big time Trump supporter. He went to different caravans. He had like 20 flags all over his house. He got
I
a
went to all
super
of them
hat,
too. Here
everything.
I went to all of ours too.
The only thing he didn't do, go to DC because he couldn't.
Who's willing to cross parties to save this fucking government? That's what I want to know. If you don't see Trump's fucking name on that shit, do you not think that Robert Kennedy is the next best?
No,
Why
I
not?
don't. Because
Why
it's a freaking Democrats. Why a Democrat? You always a
The
Democrat.
only reason he's not the best is looking from an outsider's perspective. If you're gonna vote for the other fucking guy, the reason that Robert ain't a good guy is because he knows way too much shit about your fucking doings, bro. He knows everything that you fucking did, just like Trump did. That's why he's not the best one, because he knows too fucking much. So
Yeah. And he's crazy because he came out and said that the CIA had something to do with his father's death.
he's
Well,
crazy.
everybody know that, Bravo.
Much. He
In
knows
Plan B,
it's called
we say that.
sarcasm. You got. I mean, you got to drink a little bit too much. Sarcasm.
He's all about abortion on demand too. I just want to throw that out there, and he wants us all driving electrical vehicles. Okay, I just want to get that out there.
Wait, hold on.
Guys, you know,
And then
you
he
guys
would be
need to
the
listen
guy-
to
he
Mark.
would be
Mark
the
has
guy
some good
that would be-
information.
He would be
I
the
did not
guy
know
that was
that.
going to replace the two next Supreme Court justices, which are Clarence Thomas and Alito. Those are the two next guys to go. And if we want to trust that to a Democrat, I'm sorry, I'm just not there, man. I'm not there.
I just don't see that DeSantis winning a national election.
Bravo.
I don't think DeSantis will.
Come
I
on,
think
Bravo.
Biden-
The guy got executive experience.
Don't get me wrong. Don't get me wrong. If something happened and they put him on there, hell yeah, I'd vote for DeSantis. But
Okay.
I just don't see him winning a national election. He doesn't have the appeal to the nation. He has appeal to
How
us
you know
because-
that?
because
Trump
we
didn't have the
know-
appeal before. Trump was only 5% chance to win.
Because just like
I'm
Mark
on the
said,
board
he's
with- I'm on the fucking
he's
fence.
doing the MAGA, and anything associated with MAGA, the left does want anything to do with. So they're not going to vote.
No, but DeSantis well-spoken
Hold on.
person.
I guess
He's
I would
well
just
spoken.
offer this as a counter to what was just said.
On
Okay.
top of that,
Florida-
the people that are counter to
Florida is now decidedly red.
that,
I know.
It's decidedly red.
yes.
And we cannot accredit that to Donald Trump. We can accredit that to Ron DeSantis because the big red wave that did not happen. Did not happen. It happened here. It happened here in Florida, and it happened in Iowa.
And we knew by 9 o'clock the red wave came in.
And that was DeSantis. And he won counties that Hillary won, that
Dade
Obama
County.
won.
You have to look this up. But how
Tell
many?
you something.
Trump
And so he has destroyed the Democratic
That should
Party
tell you
in
something.
Florida.
Trump-
He won
Trump
where
supported a
Hillary and Obama won. That should tell you something. Come the fuck on.
Now hold it. Trump supported. He endorsed, I think, 136 people, and out of those 136, 121 won. What do you mean there was no red fucking wave? How do you think we got the House back?
We lost the
And all the
Senate.
governorships. How do
We
you
lost
think
the
Florida
Senate.
become red? You know what? Florida is the only state that does not have one Democrat in the state in their state offices.
You're making
They're
my
all
case for my.
Republican.
You're
Thank you,
making my
Bravo. What
case
you
for me.
drinking, Bravo? What you drinking?
You're making my case, and I'll go
Thank
so
you,
far as
Bravo.
to say this:
You're making
not
Mark
a
case.
single incumbent, not a
Donald Trump
single
birthed him.
incumbent lost.
Donald
Look
Trump
it up.
birthed him. He was not that way. Ask Maverick. DeSantis was not that way in the beginning.
Who say that?
Ask Maverick. He knows.
No, me and Maverick
Yeah,
talk.
he
We
did
have
not.
few
He
questions.
He supported the shots in the beginning and everything. Then something happened, and he fucking went 180 degrees the other way. Which
Bravo.
I'm glad he did.
This is what I said.
And I think he's talked to that. He
Maverick
has said.
Maverick say, Maverick and I
with
with the conversation.
Yeah,
Maverick, tell him what you say, Maverick.
This is what I said about DeSantis. I said originally I didn't like him because I thought his nose was too far up Trump's ass. And as soon as he distanced himself from Trump, he grew some balls and became the man that he
And
is.
Maverick, when I told you when you made that statement, I said, just give him some time. He gonna learn. Then I was wrong.
And he did. And I agree. I love him. I think he's great now.
And he's going to win Iowa.
I mean, I have no
Are we
problem.
already betted lunch on that, Mark?
Yeah, I just don't see us having a normal 2024
I'll be
election.
eating in a nice
Things are too
restaurant.
fucked up. Things are too crazy right now.
Oh, no,
They're talking about bringing back all those ballots again, all those handwritten ballots. They've already initiated wearing masks again. They're trying to bring in that
They're going to have
Marburg.
another COVID variant come out. Watch.
If Alex Jones,
No, this
Alex
one's
Jones
called the
sources are
Marburg. Go
right.
look up the Marburg virus.
Hey,
It's worse
Bravo.
than Ebola.
The CARES Act that Donald Trump signed.
Magnetic waves that are infecting people has nothing
Okay,
to do with
let me
bacteria. It's all
let me
fucking
see what Bravo
electrotechnology.
who signed the CARE Act.
Hey, hang on. Hey, Bravo. If Alex Jones is right in what he said when he came out the other day with his, he said he had some sources that told him they're going to implement in October. They're going to start putting the TSA has to be masked. The people on the planes have to be masked. The people in the airport have to be masked now. As
Nobody
of
gonna
October,
listen.
that's going to go into effect. No, that's something that the government is going to initiate again. They're going to try to lock us down again because of this supposed new variant.
Okay, here's something I'm going to tell you guys today, and like I said, this is from an
breaking news.
engineer.
Is
an
breaking
engineer
news,
friend of
Bravo?
mine.
Breaking news?
Brand new breaking news. It's kind of like this is secondhand because it came from the engineer friend, but it was his neighbor who was the ex-military retired guy. He's an officer. I don't remember the rank. I don't think he told me the rank. He just said he's high up. He still has connections in the military, and he has all of his clearances and has access to a lot of things. And they were talking about things, and he goes, "Man, you see all this stuff going on with Trump?" He goes, "What's going on?" He goes, "This is all I can tell you." He goes, "I can't say anything other than something big is getting ready to fucking happen."
Yeah, they're gonna go to jail.
So, no, not in those realms.
Bravo, when you
He's gonna
retire,
have
you lose your freaking clearance.
He's gonna have his picture taken tomorrow, and that picture will be released too. The sheriff has already said so.
I really hoping that they take his picture.
Well, you know what? I'm gonna say this. Trump got a chance to get out of it, but in case he don't get out of it, I got my second pick, and that would be DeSantis.
Yeah. I mean, all I'm going to say about Trump and the indictments is this: we're going to know very soon what's true and what's not. who's full of shit,
Well-
who's been talking shit, and who hasn't been.
Not until it's
Well,
court case. Not till it's court.
Mark was right.
That's what I'm
Trump
talking about.
signed.
That's what I just said. The court
Yeah.
cases. When the court cases come, we're gonna know who was talking shit and who was telling the truth.
Hey, and Mark told you the truth. Trump signed
Maverick, I
the
do
CARE
agree
Act.
with you there.
I mean, we're gonna know. I mean, then there'll be no disputing it. I mean,
Speculation is almost over, and the climax is getting ready to come.
Right,
You're right.
Bravo. The last decade that we have our show, you've been wrong 5 times.
Oh, get out of here.
Well,
And we got the show to prove you, and we got Eric. He's a witness.
I lost count with how many times you're wrong. All right, come on.
well,
I got a blue bottle from you, Bravo.
let's just say this about the indictment saga and the trials. Trump as an American citizen, has a right to due process, a right to a fair trial, and a right to cross-examine witnesses. And you get this one, he's also got a right to do a thing called discovery.
Right.
Yeah,
Which they were denied. Denied in the whole 2020 fight that went on for how many months or how many years, really? They weren't allowed to bring it. Out of 60 cases, they only tried 3. Trump won 1, and then they won 2, and the other 50-some, they said no one had standing.
Bravo,
You have
just
to
be
have-
ready.
Listen, you have to have it has to affect you directly to have standing. This affects Trump directly. That's why he's able to bring in all this shit. He has standing. He can bring in all this stuff.
Bravo.
And he's gonna bring it
We
in.
understand what you're saying, but we going against these evil people that will do anything to cheat.
Yeah.
Absolutely. There you go. That's the point right there.
If he's
That's the
really-
point.
Yeah, I agree with you, Mark. But if he is able to bring
I
in
made the statement.
this
That wasn't Mark.
the military information, and the military says it was a certain way, no one's going to be able to go against that.
Well, I don't know what you're alluding to there, but the people,
I just got done telling you. Go up online. I'll go on my
the people that are in charge are going to see him locked up. That's what they want, and they want us all to see it. That's what they want. They want us to see it. They want to break him because they know when they break him, they break us.
But the information I'm talking about is there's
Well,
nothing they can do about it.
Yeah.
At that point, if that information really, the information
Well, it
Trump
all
says he
remains
has,
to be seen.
That's going to be a close trial. A lot of people will know.
the military's got to step in at that point as soon as that's released. That's it. There's nothing.
Bravo,
What is it
the
that we're
trial
talking
are going to
about?
be closed, Bravo. The
What
trial
are
are
we
going to be
talking about?
closed.
What is
Mark,
this
Mark, you
information?
need to do some investigation. Go look and see how many cybersecurity teams were released for the 2018 election and 2020 election. That
They didn't
Trump
do
put into
anything.
place. They
Bravo.
did. They got all the information and they're holding it right now. Why are they holding it? Maybe
All right, wait,
it's
wait,
for,
wait.
like,
Well, they don't work for
this.
Donald
Maverick,
Trump
please
now.
take over.
Doesn't matter.
I'm
They don't
If
work
they
for
get
him.
subpoenaed, they have to bring it in.
So wait. So you're telling me we watched them cheat in 2020, and we just held it, and we said,
Yeah.
we're gonna let Biden win, and we're gonna let
The
Biden.
military didn't do
run the
anything.
country.
Yeah.
Bravo, that's crazy. I love you as a brother, but that's crazy.
No.
You,
We're
I
not-
don't
we're
want to
not
see.
talking about the administrative state who didn't do anything. We're talking about the military who is under civilian control. If the civilians don't bring it forward, then the military is not going to bring it. But if Trump subpoenas them and tells them, and a court demands that they have to bring it forward, they're going to bring it forward, and they're just
Bravo,
gonna lay it out
who
on the
was
table.
our DOJ? Fat ass
Okay,
bar.
I'm just telling you,
They
we don't
didn't
have
do
to
anything,
speculate about
Bravo.
this that much any longer.
Well,
You can't
Maverick said,
trust.
we don't
It's-
have to speculate that much any longer. You'll be
Well,
able to see.
I think this whole evening has been about speculation, and I don't
Everything's
want to put my faith
speculation, Mark.
in that.
Well,
I
that's
think
all
I
you
think
get
I
your
want to put my
absolutes
faith
from.
That's all you can
From
do.
in
ABC and
selecting
NBC,
selecting a
CBS.
candidate and moving on.
Always have somebody extra in case something
I
happens.
mean, here, I got a question for the panel.
All right.
Do you think? I mean, now I want, I don't want. I just want open answers, but I want everybody to give me their answer. Do you think if Trump is convicted of anything? I mean, let's just say hypothetically, because nobody knows what's going to happen. This is a hypothetical situation. if he gets convicted of something, do you feel that Trump should step down for the good of the country and let the process go and let somebody else become president?
No, because his convictions are bullshit.
Okay.
Yeah, we
I
can't.
say
I
no
mean,
to
you
that.
got to stand firm.
One at a
You either
time. One
did
at a
something.
time.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay. You either did something or you didn't. There's no
No,
deals. You got to
listen,
stand
listen,
there,
listen.
and if
I'm
they,
not saying. I'm
yeah,
saying, look, if it went
if
the way that we think it could go, meaning he could be convicted of something, do you feel that he should step aside for the good
okay,
of the party and for the good of the country,
no,
and let somebody else take
no,
the
that's my answer, and I'm not going to elaborate. Nope, I don't.
Mark?
Go ahead, Smart.
If he is convicted,
It's not
I'm
fraud.
going to say yes. And I'm going to say yes because the future for my grandchildren in this country means more to me than Donald Trump's freedom. Now, I'm with him 100% in fighting whatever he needs to fight.
It's
But
not
I'll leave
about
him.
Donald
I'll
Trump. That's
leave.
what we're
Okay,
trying to do.
Bravo.
Well, it is. It is. It very much is when he's buying CNN steak dinners and $100 bottle of wine, and well, people are languishing in jail.
Go,
Yeah,
Eric.
it
Blue
is.
I don't
Dream.
know.
Welcome to the show.
Eric, what you
I,
think?
I answer no because you know he's already a political martyr, and based on the treatment he's got, and and basically what it is, it's not really Trump that they're going after, it's the American people that they really want, but Trump is just standing in their way.
Yep.
Yeah.
Well,
I mean,
Maverick, my
what kind of?
my answer,
Yeah,
my
go ahead.
answer is I'm with Eric. I feel like they're sticking it to me, not to Trump.
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay.
They
Well,
are.
And I
what
will.
kind of administration are we going to have if he's convicted and he becomes president and let's say we all know he's not going to see the prison cell, so if he gets convicted he's end up going to be like house arrest in Mar-Lago or some shit like
Neither
that.
did
No, he
Julia.
pardoned himself.
No,
Oh, he can't pardon.
no. The Secret Service has already
No, you
said they
can
won't allow
pardon
that.
yourself if you win, Maverick.
He's not
If
going
he
to,
win, he
if
can
he
pardon
loses, but
himself.
he's convicted in Georgia he can't pardon himself for 5 years, so
No, if he win the election, I don't
he
give a shit
cannot
what people
pardon
say.
himself.
He's the president. He will have the power to pardon himself.
He cannot
Once
pardon
they,
himself if he's convicted in Georgia. He's got no power to convict to pardon himself. He's got to serve. It takes 5 years before he can be pardoned for that,
well, the Supreme Court will decide that.
Maverick.
and
Maverick
that's
is Maverick is right about that.
after he served his time. So I mean, yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
my opinion is out of
I
all
don't feel that
all of
way.
them, I think Georgia is the one that's going to get him. Now I know other people feel different, but that's just my opinion. I think if any of them are going to stick, it's going to be Georgia.
Well, I'll tell you what, if that really happened, the shit is going to hit the fan.
It's going to hit the
Well,
fan.
I agree. I agree.
We're not going to have an election. I'm telling you. If that happens, there will not be an election. I guarantee it.
It's a lot
And
of
what?
people they
And what,
interview
Biden
on
stays president?
TV.
And Biden stays president? What
Because
are we going to do now?
that means the communist. If they can do that to him, you think they can't do that to us? What are you doing? Just
Of
going to
course.
kick the can down the road, and it's not going to be for your grandchildren. Your
Hey,
grandchildren are going to get the
bravo,
Santa, maybe. I
bravo.
doubt it. I
I
mean,
was
they're going
listening
to
to
make
the
sure they put
radio.
one of their people in there.
I was listening to the radio where they were interviewing people, and most of them said they were going to vote for Trump. If Trump was not the guy that was going to run, they wouldn't vote for nobody. That's what they say. They would stay home.
Yeah.
So it don't matter if Trump win or we don't win. Most likely we're going to lose the election because a lot of people don't want to
you
vote.
know what, Goose, you're right. They're disenfranchising us.
Yeah.
He's our president. He's our candidate, and they're trying to take him out before he can run for president. It's bullshit.
It is
And that's what
bullshit.
the American people.
I
need to
hate
say.
that shit. I hate what they're doing because they're doing it to me too. That's what they're doing to
If
us.
we did this to Obama or any other president, the fucking press would be going crazy and say we're a bunch of neo Nazis. But no, it's because
No, they'd be
it's
going
against
batshit crazy.
conservative.
That's right.
And Cubela is right. Cubela, even though she's drunk, she's right because that human trafficking, all the evil stuff that they do, they're trying to hide that. That's what they're
That's
trying
what
to
I
do.
say. I say release that shit because anything that's going to unite the American people is you tell them that they've been the 8 million children that have been going missing worldwide for the last
So release the
30
Kraken.
years is them.
Not
You know what
Mari,
I mean?
release the Kraken.
the big Kraken, not the little.
Yeah, that is the big Kraken right there.
I don't want to have a heart attack.
Oh man.
But have faith.
But like we said, I mean,
Yeah,
it's
no,
all
we don't have. You're
speculation
right.
right now. I mean, we have no idea what's going to happen. I mean,
No, this is our panel. We're speculating on what
right.
could happen. You know,
I mean,
everyone's saying good stuff. Even Mark, even though I don't disagree with him, I mean, but he's saying good stuff too. I mean, we just have to just keep throwing it out there. I'm just saying, fuck them. They're trying to fuck us or trying to fuck Trump, and I say fuck them.
And I think how I would respond to what Bravo is saying there is absolutely, absolutely, and that's the point. And they are going to do it to Donald Trump, and they're going to do it very, very, very out there in the open for us all. It's an assassination. It's like watching JFK get his head blown off in slow motion. Drip, 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 drip.
Oh,
And
man.
in all
Like
lines, I was looking at something that
it.
lined up his court dates, lining up with the schedule for the primaries. Man,
And
You
they
know
did it
what?
on purpose.
I just don't know how we thread this needle with Donald Trump. I don't know how we do it.
Mark,
don't
you
know.
sent me that picture. It's pretty sad. A lot of good people got the photo taken out.
And Donald Trump's having
Sad.
his taken tomorrow. And the sheriff has already said he's going to
It's like Bravo say, a clown show. Bravo, you're right, a clown show.
But did you hear what the that I forget what prominent paper, it was a Daily Mail or one of them in the UK came out and said most likely he came out and said, I would say most likely not, he will not get his picture taken no matter what's been said so far. And and the guy had his reasons on there and everything. So that's what I'm saying. We're not hearing shit from our media. We got to speculate, and we got to get it from the alternative media. That's why Trump brings the alternative media down there too, and wines and dines them and everything.
Listen to Slacker82Alpha.
The leaks are being afforded to them to get out to us.
Hey, good. I mean, Bravo, you have the in with Trump, so why don't you get him on our show?
Yeah, I would love to.
Tell him to give us a grant.
You know who I want is I want Wano Savin on there. Well, I don't know what his real name is, but I want him on our show.
Bravo, Wall 7, that's the reason you lost so many bets.
I only lost the one with you. That was, and I told you I'll never come up with a date again.
He learned his lesson.
And Mark is getting ready to lose one because he betted that DeSantis was going to win Iowa. And I say, no, it's Trump.
Oh, yeah, I don't know. I guess we'll find out.
Mark, why you go offline?
No, I'm sorry.
Because
I just go offline in case there's some noise in the background.
We made a bet at lunch.
And he is going to win. DeSantis is going to win Iowa.
And I say no.
Okay.
So
Say no.
that's a lunch.
Steak dinner?
No.
Okay.
It's going to be a lunch.
Steak dinner, and we'll invite Vivek.
Yeah.
Thank you for laughing.
Oh, we invite Maverick. Would you go, Maverick?
I'll go. Yeah, why not? We'll do a show right from the restaurant.
Yes. Hey, will you guys finally believe it? If Trump gets out of all these indictments, they drop the charges or do whatever, are you going to finally believe there's something going on in the background?
I'll give it. I'll be the first one to say yes.
Bravo, right. We know. Bravo. We know it's something going on. We know.
I hope with all the stuff that I say about DeSantis and some of the fun I poke at the other directions, at the end of the day, I just want to win.
No, I know.
Just want to win.
Exactly.
It's bigger than Donald Trump. It's bigger than Ron DeSantis. It's bigger than all of us. It's about our country and what's left. What's going to be left of it.
But what I think, Mark, is that they're not going to let this. Even if DeSantis gets in there, they're going to control him, the rhinos and the media and everything, and he's not going to have the balls
Well,
Trump did. The reason Trump got so much done is because he didn't care what they fucking said about him.
what's
And he,
that?
Bravo,
What's
that's
that?
not
What's
happening
that?
right now, Bravo. He's doing
What's that
great things in our
caucus up
state.
there? Hey, what's this Chip Roy, this guy from Texas up there in the House? Okay, he belongs to that caucus. What do they call it? The Freedom Caucus.
Freedom
I think
Caucus.
Marjorie
Yeah.
Taylor Greene's in it. You know who was one of the founding members of that?
Who?
Look it up. Ron DeSantis. Look it up.
Yeah. No, Mark, I agree with you. I think DeSantis is part of the plan. I just don't think he is the one that's going to get the presidency this time. That's not to say he's not going to get it in, so many years from now. But I just don't think he's the one that's going to get it now. I think it's Trump or nothing. We can't let these people win. I mean, we can't. And I think there's a plan in there, and I don't think they are going to win.
Bravo, if you are right, we will build a statue in your name in our show.
Okay.
Mary will change his freaking picture.
I'll do what?
You will change your picture and your logo. You will put Bravo in there.
Oh man.
Bravo, Mary's
Bravo
gonna
right
say,
there.
I didn't say that.
Do you see Bravo's picture right there? That's him there.
I mean, there's a lot of things we don't understand that's going on right now, and things. But you got to remember, if this is a plan, they're not going to tell us anything. They're just going to do it, and we got to kind of look at things and say, "Well, that's kind of weird," or that doesn't seem right. Maybe that, I mean, that's all it is speculating right now, because I don't believe a fucking thing that comes out of any of the major news networks right now. Look how they told us about the Ukraine. If you still look at it, it looks like the Ukraine is winning, and we know for a fact they're not winning.
They're not.
Bravo.
Kicking the living
Bravo.
shit out of them.
I'm in the X, Twitter X, looking at that picture that Mark sent me, and somebody come and say, "We are next. They will scrap social media after 2024 election, and will come after us." That guy's correct.
Yeah.
We are next. That's
And
correct.
remember how they said, "Oh, Putin's weak and this and that and everything like that. Putin's cool. He just laid back and everything, and then next thing he straightens everything out. Next thing you know, oops, that guy's plane falls out of the sky." See, that dude committed treason against him, and if he did do that, he had every right to, because he's in war right now, and that guy went against the president of an elected president, a popular president of Russia. And he had every right to take him out if he did, I think. So.
Yeah. I mean, but that guy got balls. Our
Oh,
president.
he had balls for a little while until they cut him off.
No, I'm talking about Putin.
Oh, Putin does, yeah.
Yeah.
He doesn't put up with any shit.
And that's why.
I guess
I really
YouTube
hope we are friends with him. I really do.
What you
We
say,
need
Mary?
to end. We need to end that war now.
We
I
do.
don't think,
I believe Trump will go in there, because I think, if you remember back when Putin handed him the soccer ball, and then people speculate that there was files in this ball and all that, but we don't know. But he
You would have said same thing, Bravo.
What did he say? He said, "The ball is in your court, Mr. President." So I think there's been something going on with those guys, but again, that's just speculation. I have no proof of anything.
I think Trump and Putin got along pretty good.
But I can look at data just as good as the next guy. That's what companies, Fortune 100 companies, pay me to do every day. Look at situations and problems and fix them, and look at data, and I do it very well. So,
Bravo,
but I
think
see
Walgreens.
something happening.
you work at Walgreens.
You work in Walgreens. Come on, stop
We
saying
just
that.
need to get out of Ukraine.
Yes,
We need to get out.
Yeah,
We don't need to have anything to do with
We
it.
sending
Be it
money
Ron
that we
DeSantis,
don't
Donald
have.
Trump, or even Sleepy Joe. We just need to get out. We need to get out.
Well,
We got no business
Joe's
there.
not going to get us out of there. So
They're not NATO members.
Well,
They're not.
and Ukraine looks to be a failed state based on, like the the corruption to the core being like unreal. It's not even funny.
No, Ari is correct. Ukraine president just fired the entire recruiting command of Ukraine, the people who used to get the people to go to combat because they were spending the money, going out on vacation, and not using the money for what they're supposed to.
Well, here's what
And
I think. I think
you
Biden
correctly,
and
Eric. You're right.
sorry about that, Goose. I think Biden and NATO wants to do something like detonate a nuke over there because they want to destroy the evidence that these fuckers have been doing since 2014. But I think Trump will stop the whole thing. He'll make a deal with them. They'll turn over all the documents to us, and we'll find out exactly what the fuck they've been doing. You know what I mean? And then the heads will really roll.
Hey, breaking news: YouTube remove our show once again, and that was because you, Bravo.
Oh, get out of here!
Well,
No, it's still
well, that's a badge of
it's still
honor.
broadcast.
I think maybe the
It's
best
still
thing we could
broadcasting.
do. Hey, the best thing would probably be just to do this on Rumble.
I mean,
Yeah.
YouTube. I just looked there. I had 505 people watching, and now I look back and there's zero there. So I don't know what happened. The whole
Well,
show, there's been 500
Well, you got a
people there,
boost
and
sounder
now
for your sound effects.
Well, you guys know
oh,
if Trump lose, that means Mark, Bravo, Eric, Mary, and I, and you listeners, they're gonna start looking after us.
It'll be March.
see, this is
That's
what communists don't like. Communists don't like us getting in a panel
Well, and
discussing this and throwing
I
out
have like a
ideas
pretty
and
boring
everything.
background and a pretty boring personal life outside of doing the podcast here on Podbean and elsewhere.
They won't find you, Eric. They won't find you.
Hey, my criminal background, I'd come back as clean as a whistle.
Well, Bravo, he'd be the first one to be snatched. Marvin, you're gonna have to go bear out freaking Bravo.
I was just reading an article. I think we're going to see some stuff where Donald Trump is really going to be humiliated tomorrow.
oh boy.
Yeah, based on what the sheriff is saying and what I mean. Of course, what do you believe? Okay,
Right. That's
what do
the
you
whole
believe?
point, Mark.
But
Yes.
but if they can humiliate him, I think they will.
Oh, I
think
agree.
they will.
Yeah.
And they will make it as public as they can. And
Yep.
I sent Goose, and I'm not gonna be afraid to say this. I don't think it's there are 3 or 4 of the people that are coming after Trump now. These lead people, they're all of one color, and I think that's by design too.
I do too.
And it's racial in that it's those people were the chosen ones.
And they probably have something on them. You know what I mean? Like the other ones, they probably have them blackmailed or something, and they got to do it.
Oh, I think they probably willingly want to go along with it. I mean, I think they're part of the demonic cabal.
Well, if you remember what the one guy, the one prosecutor from New York, remember he dropped the case, and then they fought with him and made him bring it back again. You know what I mean? So it's pretty bad when 60% of your office doesn't think you should have done what you did. You know what I mean? And that's in the Southern District of New York.
Yeah, but ain't nobody marching to get him thrown out of office. I mean, that's the problem.
No,
And they're not doing that in Fulton
higher
County.
strings. There's higher strings pulling them.
Well, we see, pray to God, like I always say, I think he's the only one who can save him.
Yep. And I believe he will.
Bravo, I wish you are freaking right. And everybody in this panel, they
You know
wish
why?
that
Because
you
this
are
is
right.
not just political. These people are freaking wicked and evil. You know what I mean?
they are, yeah.
Evil is not going to win. God will not be mocked. You know what I mean? God has used imperfect men many times. Look at the apostles. For God's sake. I mean, Peter denied him 3 times and didn't even said he didn't know who he was. God uses people all the time like this. If you look back through history, and we'll find out, right?
Bravo,
Like I said,
if
we're
you
not
are
gonna
right, I will
speculate
drive
too
to
long.
your house and celebrate with you.
All right, that sounds good.
Mary and I will go there. Mary, will you?
And I'll come down there too. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, because we know your wife's not going to let you drive to North Carolina.
Who?
Your wife won't let you.
No, I will go.
Yeah. Okay.
I will. Maybe you, Maverick.
My wife wouldn't care.
Okay. I will take
But
a plane, go there.
yeah, I'm not sure about your wife.
I'm sure I can go.
You got
Just
to take the
imagine though,
you
say
got to
if
take
he
the baby
does.
with you.
Huh?
Hey, say if Trump does get his picture taken, you imagine how much that's going to be worth. Holy crap!
Oh yes.
That's going to be worth millions of
It's
dollars.
gonna worth more than
Think about
Mark
it. It's the only
Trump's hat.
president in the history of the United
That'll be the
States.
most
What 200?
circulated mugshot picture.
Oh,
Yes, it
ever
will
in the
be.
history. Yeah, I mean it'll be. Yeah, I almost want him to get his picture taken,
Hey,
but you know what?
and it would go down in
I rather-
infamy too.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
do you guys believe that Trump is gonna take on the offer of the Russian president to move to Russia? Huh? You know, he
He's gonna
offered Trump to
move
go
next
to his
door to
country.
Snowden.
Yeah. But yeah, like I mean, I don't know. No, I don't think.
Do
I
you
don't think he
think
will.
Trump will take the offer and go to Russia?
Unless things turn really bad for him and he thinks it's not going to be good, then maybe. I don't know. That's always an option. He'd have to leave his big plane behind with the big Trump on it, fly commercial,
Well, this is my prediction. If
private
Trump
jet.
get indicted, DeSantis will win the next election.
Yeah,
Yeah,
but what
because
happens? What happened? Well, no, yeah.
yeah, because I really think that most MAGA would
People
go.
will be
Would go.
so mad, and people that are in the middle will be so mad that they will vote for DeSantis. And then
But
DeSantis will pardon Trump and everybody who was involved and put everybody else behind bars.
To me, he's too confident. I mean, I don't see. He just doesn't look like a man that's wringing his hands right now, like he's going to get 1,000 years.
Now,
But would you expect anything else, though? I mean, honestly, would you
Yeah.
expect him to be on TV
Yeah,
going, "Oh
I would
man"?
expect him to be a little more somber and
Well,
everything.
now that you say that,
wait, watch the debate today, Bravo.
there was a thing that came out. One of those, those people who watch body language. They can read body language and shit. That tell you.
Oh yeah.
Well, they did watch some of his. I think he was. I don't know where he was when he was doing it, but and she said. Now, I mean, I'm only going by what she said. That he looks like a man. From his body language and from the way he did things and stuff, that he seems like he's under a lot of stress. And
I mean, I mean, I don't. I hope you don't get letters and shit saying that I'm comparing him to Jesus Christ and all this stuff. But think about it. He's taking the arrows and the hits for us, man. He really is. I mean, kind of. I mean, it's kind of weird the way that the whole thing's working out. I mean, like he's even said before. He goes, "It's not me that they want. It's you guys. I'm just standing in the way." He's the one that said that.
That's
and
true.
we know what they wanted because they created 800 FEMA camps. You know what I mean? We know what was planned.
How many?
We know they were given the silhouettes out with women and children and things like that for them to target practice the government agencies. I mean, all that shit was reported in the mainstream media.
Bravo, how many FEMA camps?
600 or 800. You have to check me on that. I don't remember exactly.
Okay, I check you right now.
Yes, Lisa. Yes, Lisa.
Yeah, Lisa, how many FEMA camps we have in our country?
She's like, how the fuck am I supposed
There's
to?
10 regions, I think, 10 FEMA regions. Like, FEMA region 1, 2, 3, but there's on that. I don't know how many camps exactly. I'm pretty sure it was 800 I saw.
800.
Yeah.
Okay.
And of course,
this is what Lisa say. As of my last update, there is no credible evidence to support the
Oh, get rid of her.
assistant of FEMA
She's,
Federal
she's working
Agency
for the left.
Management
She's
Camp
working for
in
the left.
United States. Yeah.
She's a
Oh.
Democrat. Get
Well,
rid
the
of her.
people already warned you about Lisa being lefty.
Yeah, well, she is.
Yeah.
Yeah, get rid of her.
Hey,
Fire her.
you can beat them, join them.
Just fire Lisa already.
However, there has been conspiracy theories and rumors that surrounding the existence of FEMA camp all over our country.
But they're not rumors. We've seen pictures.
But these
There's
claims have been
pictures of them everywhere. People go out and take pictures of them, for God's sake.
well
What are we alleging that these camps are for?
to put you in there.
Oh, so we're going to be taken to the train station and sent to these camps?
Insurrections and things like that, and mass.
We don't have that
immigration
many train
problems.
stations.
Don't worry, Mark. Your ass is going to be right there. In there.
Oh, I know.
Yeah,
I know.
you will be in charge of one of the cells and browsing another.
In cell block double
Hey,
D.
And then we say, Goose,
when
shut
the
up.
white box cars come, when the white box cars come to your neighborhood, don't go on them. I don't care if they have flowers on them. Okay,
What kind of car?
don't go in them.
Hey,
They might be disguised as ice cream trucks, but don't
Right.
go.
If Biden's standing there saying free ice cream, come on in. Do not do it. It's a lie.
hey, do you guys remember at one of the debates in 2016 when he's debating Hillary, and he turns to her and he said, "Yeah, because you'd be in jail."
Right.
And then we started this whole lock her up thing, lock her up, lock her up, lock her up. And I mean, it became such a thing. Oh, you know, the news media was just saying that's terrible. That's terrible. And finally, he went in front of the cameras and walked it all back.
I was going to say, how'd that work out for him?
And he actually said, you know, we said that during the campaign. Goose, tomorrow I'm going to send you a video of how that whole thing played out. And then I'm going to in that video will be all these members of all these cabinet people that he lauded praise on time after time. And then 6 months later, he's giving them the axe, you know, and then it rolls somebody else in there. And it just went on and on and on. I mean, it was just person after person after person. And he stood up there and told us this guy's the greatest general since Patton, he said about Mathis. You know, a year later, he's firing him.
Right.
Okay. So
but again, we don't know the whole thing behind all that. I mean, we know the optics, what they told us and everything, but we don't really know what's going on.
He might be crazy.
Just like we never ever heard. Remember who was the attorney general?
Who's crazy?
Trump might be crazy too.
Well,
oh yeah, he's 77 years
Jeff
old.
Sessions was the first one, right. And he said great things about him.
Right.
And then he fired him, and then he brought in Barr. He said great things about him, and going out the door, fired him too. You know, so I don't know what I'm trying to say with all this, but there seems to be a lot of people that he's hired and he lauds a lot of praise on, but then, you know, it just
he didn't fire Barr
unless it was time to move. They say Jeff Sessions is doing stuff behind the scenes too. That's what the blogosphere says, and the whole alternative media saying that he is behind the scenes working on things, and that was just a way to get him out of there to keep. This is a war. This is a war against the communists, against the patriots, basically. You know, they've taken over our country. That's why there's no justice. It's called the Injustice Department now. That's why all the three-letter agencies are no good anymore. This is a war between the administrative police state and whoever all these other people are that they call the white hats in the background.
If that is the case, I have zero confidence that even with Trump presenting his case, that he will walk free, that they will do whatever they have to do to lock him up, put him away, just to be a symbol for you and I.
That would be bad for our history.
If they have the power to do that, they will probably do it.
Well,
but I don't think they do.
I think they have all the power. Trump's not in charge. He's in charge of nothing.
How do you know?
Because he's not the president.
Because he's not president.
That's why he's former president.
I know.
Yeah. Even one of the judges didn't want to call him president.
you know, a thought occurred to me today. You know, he gets on his plane down there in Miami or wherever Mar-a-Lago's at. I know it's over there somewhere, and
And
he
let it
flies
crash.
flies to various places. There's going to be a jurisdiction someplace that's going to not give him a flight plan, not allow him
I
to
haven't
land.
seen it yet.
And what are you saying
You know,
about
it
that?
hasn't happened yet, but that thought just occurred to me today. You know, somebody's going to do that next. And again, don't read me wrong. I know all of this persecution. He is a victim. He is a victim. No argument.
I think in the background he is more than just a civilian. I don't think we're going to know until it's all said and done. To be honest with you.
Well, that almost frightens me there too, because the shadow government to the shadow government. You know,
Hey, Bravo, maybe the Wagner
Constitutional
group
government
is coming
against
here.
the corporate government that went bankrupt in 2020. You know, the USA Inc. from 1870. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. There's, like I said, there's other things going on. Huh? Yeah, yeah. Where's Raccoon?
Oh,
Well, maybe we're gonna have the Wagner group in our behind Trump to take over DC. You never know.
Yeah.
Trump will be the new leader.
Yeah,
They got a vacancy.
yeah. I mean, it's so crazy that we don't know what's gonna happen. But I mean, nobody can stop these people, Mark. Who's gonna
Nope.
stop them?
Nobody's going to stop him. The only thing that stops him, I think, is a candidate that can do a lot of uniting and bring the homies that
If
left
they have
us,
really, but Mark, if
that
they have
left us,
control, if they
that we
have
haven't
control,
won since 2016. We have not won a national election with Donald Trump at the top of the ticket since 2016. And we barely won that one. And I think we need somebody like Robert F. Kennedy Jr.'s father, though not politically aligned, but somebody like that, a magnetic character that can. And is DeSantis that? I don't know. He's getting ready to talk here in a few minutes, and I'm going to tune in and I'm watching. I hope he brings the big energy and just knocks everybody out. He doesn't have to talk to anybody on that stage tonight because he is the big dick. He is. None of those guys up there have done anything.
no, they haven't. Yeah.
Nikki Haley was a governor. Asa Hutch. Oh, jeez, man. Hey, a couple people don't even belong up there. Mike Pence should be taken to an island someplace and deposited. We should put him on Epstein's island with a bunch of, you know.
Pedophile.
They ought to just have that big picture where he's accepting that coin from Nancy Pelosi and then he's over. That's done.
But he just needs to bring it. He needs to bring it and show everybody. And if he doesn't have it, next week, I'll be looking in another direction. Here's his chance.
Did you get paid to run for president?
You get
paid? You get paid?
No.
Yeah, I mean, what fat ass Christie's doing?
Here's an interesting fact. Robert F. Kennedy Jr. has been denied Secret Service protection by Biden. Has not been offered. Listen to the irony of that.
That's because they fear the Kennedys. You know what I mean?
Well, they killed two of them. But if something were to happen to him, it's Biden. Nothing ever happens to Biden. But yeah. But when I heard that, and by the way, it came out in Tucker's interview with him, which I would highly encourage everybody to watch. I could vote for that guy. I could, man, just because if it's just on he believes what he says and he's going to do it. Now, the environment and abortion, I have issues with him there, big issues. But he at least he means what he says. It's heartfelt.
Uh-oh.
And he says the CIA killed his uncle.
Right. He knows where all the bodies are buried too. Yeah, no, that's the one reason I would vote for him, because he knows what the hell's going on.
There's an interview with Tucker does with Russell Brand, who's quite the character, by the way. By the way, Tucker drops a bunch of F-bombs, which when I was taken back when I was watching this interview. but he says in the course of this interview that he interviewed a guy that saw the documents that accuse or say that the CIA killed John F. Kennedy.
Right.
Mm.
Yeah.
So I
mean,
that's
they
big.
were already declassified, Mark. They already had
Well,
declassified documents. They were redacted, but there was enough information to show that they did have something to do with it. And and they told us we were crazy for 50 years. You know what I mean? Kind of like they said the Bilderberg group didn't exist either, and the Illuminati. Now they have their own websites, and they say, "Oh yeah, we've been around, and we meet every year, and we're doing good for humanity." But hold it. 5 years ago, you said we were tinfoil hat weirdos, crazy nutballs. They lie until they're finally caught, and then they say, "Oh hell yeah, we've been doing that, and it's good."
I'll have to wait for somebody to write a book on
Well, I
this
think
latest
we're almost out
drop.
of
But there was a
time,
lot
right,
of stuff
Maverick?
redacted. But I don't think there was a clear smoking gun linking the CIA in this last drop. But everything is supposed to have been released. But Biden held some stuff back.
No, they did. They held stuff back. And matter of fact, Trump said there's a video out there because he makes these little videos of what he's going to do. He says, I will release the rest of the documents that were held back for JFK.
Why didn't he do that already?
He tried to. They didn't listen to him. They disobeyed orders, just like the
right,
CIA.
guys.
The CIA and them.
We're going to have to save that for the next week's show because we're out of time here. I want to thank everybody from 105.7 Patriot Radio, Earth Radio, UG Media in the UK, Jay Parker Radio, Paisley Radio, FCM Live, Sword Radio, the Hit Network, FTM Radio, Crystal Radio, and our newest station is West Rand Radio in South Africa. All right, I appreciate everybody coming out tonight. Bravo, you want to hit us with a prayer before we leave?
Hoorah.
Sure. Heavenly Father, we thank you for this day and this night, Lord. We just pray that everyone that was listening here, Lord, is okay. And Lord, we just pray for their protection and guidance. And Lord, we just pray that you open the eyes of the blind and let your children hear and give them discernment, Lord. And we just ask all this in the name of Jesus Christ, our Lord. Amen.
Amen.
All right. I want to thank everybody for coming out tonight. We'll be back next Wednesday night, 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, if not before. All right. Goose, any parting words there?
God bless America.
Oh, there he is. Okay. Thank you. All right.
Well, my parting words, good night and have a pleasant tomorrow.
Thank you, Eric. Thank you, Ert. Bella, Amber, everybody who came out tonight. I appreciate it. Let me find.
Are you going to hit the stations again, Maverick?
I did.
Oh, you did. Sorry. All right.
Let's see here. I'll find something here.
Hey, this is Chris Rock. If you are looking for the fucking best podcast out there, check out my friends Maverick and Goose.
Sucker punch somebody on a sidewalk, carjacking old lady at a red light, pull a gun on the owner of a liquor store. You think it's cool, act a fool if you like. Cuss out a cop, spit in his face, stomp on the flag and light it up. Yeah, you think it's tough. Well, try that in a small town. See how far you make it down the road. Around here we take care of our own. You cross that line, it won't take long for you to find out. I recommend you don't. Try that in a small town. Got a gun that my granddad